Hello. Hello. I'm Will Forge, and today we will forge. Oh man, it has been such an exciting couple of days with Halo Infinite news and all the stuff that's coming. I am so down for campaign, for making my campaign and for making all the stuff. But right now I'm trying to push really hard to get all of my blockouts that I've been working on, in this case Overlook, to a stage where they are ready to be played on, just same way that I did with the other one. Now I've got all these all the way out here. I'm probably gonna have to grab them and move them all the way outside the map and just sort of like leave them there for a bit. But like these are just like playing with different textures that are scaled differently because of the way that they're these objects that they have. Anyway, the point is that we're getting really long ahead, and I know there's not a lot that looks different, but I assure you it is, because just this alone, everything is where it ought to be. Every single object in the game is in the appropriate location. I don't know why I have this one's backdrop with just one object, one folder inside of it called Skybox. I might just move all this stuff into this bigger folder and just leave it like that. But no, I guess it keeps it cleaner. If I accidentally open this one, then I have to open another one before it'll fill out the entire thing and get really annoying. So that's actually probably a good idea. Anyway, the point is, actually, this stuff is supposed to be invisible. There we go. It's just that whenever you first open it up, everything's visible again anyway. Okay, so anyway, the point is that everything being in folders it's a moment that whenever you get to it, or at least whenever I get to it, it clarifies my mind. Hey, Shitography, how's it going? Oh, man. So, like, basically, this is, it's almost ready. I need to rebake the nav mesh, and I need to, right now, what I'm doing, I have these things in place, but they're very loosely, and I actually also moved this shrine further away from the waterfall. It used to be, like, halfway inside the water, and that didn't actually block you, but it was kind of visibly blocked you, so. But yes, welcome, welcome. I think I need to make these things, these areas proper. This is one of the most important things, because like a bot's going to be really confused about what it's doing over here, and its nav mesh is going to be all jacked up anyway. So I really need to fix these areas up, and then rebake everything basically, and that's about it. Actually, this stuff needs to be moved. Ooh, how am I going to do that? I'm going to rescale this one. Actually, why is this attaching there and not inside of there? It's kind of weird. I think they both need to be rescaled anyway. Which means these do too. Yep. How'd that get like that? Did these get shifted over? Maybe they just got shifted to the side and they were supposed to be over there. Anyway. Done celebrating my birthday. Now I'm about to forge while I wait for Super Mario Bros. Wonder. Oh, man. I forgot about that. Yeah. That's coming. How's it going, PTSD machine? Welcome. Welcome. So, I am trying to get Overlook to the place where it's very playable, like the other one, like I did with the other one recently. I'm also thinking about, should I delete these on this side and just have side rails so that whenever you try and hop across to here from inside, you have the ability to do so a little easier, but also the weapons there, and just have this railing on that side? Or should I do what I was about to do, which was, I was going to, I think it's like a 10 different, no, this is like 8, I think. I think this is 8. We'll just... Okay, I think maybe it was 10. Yeah, it's about 10. Anyway, I was gonna move this over here and just make it sort of like a little area for like a... where probably there would have been a bench long ago, but now there's a weapon spawn. You know what I mean? But now that I look at it, actually I do kind of like that. The downside would be... Let me erase this and go over... Oh wait, no. Hold on. This needs to be a 2 if I want this to go up by 50. And this does need to be a 30. There we go. Going well, thank you. Cool. Playtest win. Hopefully, honestly, hopefully I can get this done today, like right now. But we will see. I don't actually like this. I don't know how this happened, how I accepted this. I think I meant to put that inside of there, or maybe I just said at the time, I'll do that later and fix it. Maybe I don't know if you guys remember what I said at the time, but I might have just said, I'll fix that later when I get to the art phase, and I thought, but I've also thought that the bridge is closer to being fully arted than I guess it actually is. But yeah, so then this one needs to also move that way. Let's just move it like this, and then find the right spot. Is that right? I think that's right. To get, that's about right. I think maybe a couple more clicks to get to there would be best. Yeah. That would be based if this map is ready for playtesting by tonight. That would be. And I really hope I can get it there. Yeah. I wonder if this is mirrorable. Did I put this bridge right in the middle or did I not? Because I maybe didn't. I think it's slightly off-center. Oh no, I think it is. Oh no, it's not. Yeah, it's not. Right there. Okay, cool. Let's see, what else? I think that would look better. Deleting them and making side railings. It looks a little like a bad house in Sims. Haha, not to poo-poo your creation. Looks super awesome. Thank you. I was kind of going for like a sunburst pattern kind of thing. Like you know, Japanese architecture especially has a lot of like sun ray pattern, so it's kind of going for something like that, like a sun ray pattern. It does look a little simsy. It looks good out here, I think, but having it twice brought, like, if that was the only version of it was over here, it might look a lot better, I think, than if it's over here where it kind of starts to feel a little bit like having it twice maybe puts too much attention on it. So maybe you're right and I should just delete this one, and I can always copy that one over to here again if I feel like I need to, if I feel like I want to bring it back. So I can just go ahead and delete it and get it back later if I need to. This piece, do I have a straight one that's not in the, there we go. There's a straight one that's not in the prefab. And twist it this way. I think this is a good way to finalize them basically. Let's see. That square needs to be in the middle. But yeah, I tested the Sims, so I know exactly what you're talking about by saying it's too Simsy. That is definitely a thing. Wait, hold on. Whoop. Nope. Undo. But unfortunately, I undid too far, and now I've got to rescale it. Okay. That would be based as soon as ready for play for testing. Yeah. Oh, the design is good. Just the railing blocking the rocket launcher was what I was talking about. Yeah, no, I agree. But I also agree with you that the style of these railings is very Sims anyway. Especially the Sims 3, there was the one that allows you to go on vacation. I forget the name of it. Actually, why is this not set to the same as that one? That would have been an obvious one. There we go. Now it's in the exact same spot as that one, just like this one is lined up with that one. Duh. Let's see, I'm cooking up a banger reach map that was supposed to be released before Season 5, but I need more time to refine it, and I want to release it before Halloween. I don't want it to come out in November. Gotcha, that makes sense. Is it like one that would be really good for, like, Halloween time, and therefore not as good for, like, which map is it? Is it Winter Contingency? Is that why you wanted it out before? Is it the multiplayer map, or the campaign maps, Winter Contingency? Oh, I like that. It adds a rail at the bottom. Look at that. That is a cool, that's good placement. I like that a lot. Oh man. It needs to be centered this direction, but otherwise that is nice. That is nice. Like maybe right there. Yeah, and it adds that extra rail there that's sort of like connecting it. That's good. And then this one in the middle too. It has some like cross bracing right there. Is that happening over here? No. Something weird is happening over here with, I think, both of these, but I'm not 100% certain about what it is. So I'm going to go back, and then I'm going to make it 0.05, and y'all are saying stuff, and I need to catch up. But that railing on bottom is cool. Yeah, I know, right? Hey, Aaron, welcome. Let's see. Say if you got time... Okay, wait. I'm cooking a banger. Yeah, I did read down. Say if you got time, want to check out my block out for a few minutes and give your input. Yes, I do. Oh, that railing on bottom is cool. It's a multiplayer reach map. That map that has a Halloween theme. I forgot about that because I was going to do it yesterday. And whenever I streamed. And then I didn't stream yesterday, you might have noticed. So I forgot all about it. So coming in here, you had to jump down here, and that wasn't the intent. I wanted there to be I wanted you to get this power weapon, right? Like be able to jump out of the water and then claim the power weapon before anyone realizes you're even there. Bots will realize that this waterfall does not visually block bots at all, and they're going to just immediately spot you and shoot at you. So you won't be able to get the drop on them, but ooh. That is weird. I think I need to fix that. I think there's supposed to be a rock here. I wonder if it's set to invisible right now, or if I deleted it at some point by mistake. Oh, this rock went through a bunch of different changes in size. It probably used to block that. Okay, that's probably what it is. Anyway, I do like this. This looks really clean and nice. The railing. Obviously this doesn't. That still needs to be adjusted down and fixed, and that seam needs to be hidden inside the pole. But other than that, it looks really good and clean and nice. But yeah. It's a multiplayer reach map. Yeah. That's right. Just making sure I didn't miss anything. Okay, so basically, not much has changed. Some people might have missed this area. I've shown it off before on the stream, but some people who missed it, or who haven't been in those streams, just happened to not be in that stream, would have missed this whole construction and everything like that, which I mostly did off stream while my daughter was doing schoolwork, and then showed it off on stream. But yeah, there were also a bunch of blocks inside of it that used to be, that were very inefficient. Because they were the old block out, and I deleted them recently. I also found out, remember those roofs I had that had all the barrels? One of these was still one of them, and whenever I hit all these objects, it was left behind, or the barrels were left behind at least. And then I had two of them inside this rock from this, like the edge of this roof where it's sort of inside this rock. It was also had some more there. So I got a ton of different objects back, and let me see what the budget is now. My budget had gone up to I think 78%, and it went back down to 76% whenever I cleared a bunch of that stuff out. So it's getting good, you know, better and better. Mr. Well, I remember you told me you wanted to be in one of my videos. You want to be in a multiplayer reach map trailer when the map is nearly complete. That would be cool. Are you planning on like recording people playing in it? I forget what your plan was for the video that I was saying I wanted to be in, and I would definitely still want to be in it, but I just don't remember what it was. But anyway, the main thing that I've done is, like I said before, I've sorted everything into proper folders, which is allowing me to actually get once I get to this stage, I noticed that I was like going into Overlook. Why was I calling it lockout? Overlook, and then like flying around and just looking at things and not actually doing any work whenever I come into this map. And then what I realized was, whenever I was doing that, I was like, okay, why am I like that? Why am I blocked? Why can't I actually do any work on the map? I just fly in and look at it. And I realized it was because of this. It didn't feel like this was the reason, but it was because of the chaos in here. I couldn't get wrap my brain around the systematic stuff of putting down all the bot stuff. So what I did yesterday was I was going through all of these, and I still need to put a few down. I've got a bunch of these placed, actually more on the other side of the map. That side was the one I was copying over to, where I've got a whole bunch of them set up. These are the bot nav markers that you set the neighbors of and stuff like that, and they go to different places. I haven't done inside the cave at all on either side. But I've got this area where I've got them here and stuff like that. The bots were just sort of wandering around aimlessly, and I needed to put these in, and I hadn't done it yet. I also am pretty sure I figured something out that I left out. Yeah, there's objects missing here. Multiple of them on this side of the map. I need to go get those from this side of the map and actually copy them over. See how that area right there? That spot, which also comes down here and does detail there, was gone, and these aren't over there either, I don't believe. Unless they are... Wait, let me go check to make sure about those, because they might be part of like a prefab. Nope, non-existent. They do not have the change in the way that the light fixture is built, which I had put there on purpose. Let's see. And I'll grab something to anchor it all to, like this. Let me grab this too. And, although I might have to replace that anyway, because I don't know which one I put there, and only one of them, like, works. Let's change the parent to that one. And change our folder to Eagle Hex Platforms, I think is where that is. I want to say that's where these are. But anyway, what you are saying? Did you originally want to be in was the Pac-Man map trailer. Right, yes. Let's just say I'm planning to make a Vidoc parody next. Nice. That's awesome. Okay, so the colors of the lights might be different. No, I kept them both. I hadn't changed them, apparently. They're still red. Okay, cool. That means I can just delete these. This old one. There, now it has all the pieces. So that's fixed. And let me make sure that this is, in fact, in this folder. Yes, it is. Okay, good. And then we can get rid of that. And then, so what's left to do today on this one is some somewhat boring stuff, but it's really important stuff, and that is the bots. So what I am doing is I'm putting these nodes in that guide the bots. And then, so before I do that and bore you guys out of your minds, I'm gonna go jump into PTSD Machine's map, because this stuff is stuff that is, like I said, boring. I think it would probably be boring to watch me place a bunch of them. It's kind of cool to learn and watch me do it, to try and learn how to do it if you don't know how to do it. So that's good, still to watch, but it's still probably gonna be a little boring. So I'll go check out his map instead. But yeah, a Vidoc parody. That sounds awesome. Okay. I also noticed, this is cool, ROAS well, I call it ROAS because that 7 looks like a Z to me for some reason, because the WZ after that, you know. Anyway, this is Rip Shade's map. I have no idea if how much he's been working on it, but it was above Overlook earlier. And he's working on it today. It looks like 10/16, so that's today. So he's actually working on his map, which is cool. Or this is that thing that Aaron was pointing out, that like some maps that are older, or was it Green who was pointing it out? Someone was pointing out that some of the older maps are randomly getting updated, like their back end getting updated. I think that's in preparation for the new release, which makes sense because they're probably trying to avoid a bug. But yeah, okay. Anyway, let's see. What is it called? Nope. Was it Rift? Rift backup file? Maybe. Which one was? What is it? Is it Rift? Oh, it is Rift. I think that's the backup file. That's why it's called backup file, because it was one that you gave me access to, so I could go into it in Forge. Yes, that's it. It is Rift. I have maps from almost a year ago bumped up to page 1 without me even loading them. Yeah, I realized that actually that happened with Waterworks, and I was like, wait, I didn't do that. So yeah, I think you're right. I think they're manually updating all the apps, or maybe not manually. They probably have a script running in the back end of their server, constantly updating all of the apps that they've made. So, or all of the maps, I mean, that they have. But yeah, let's see. Hope Forge AI works tomorrow. I know, right? I hope it works like day 1, and it's great. Right, Rift, cool. Good. I don't remember if you've shown me this at all, so I don't know what this looks like at all in my head right now. Oh, wait, yes! Have I seen this? I feel like I might have. Or am I thinking of it? Did you show me this one a while back? I don't remember. Have you shown this one off at all? I feel like maybe I'm just thinking of another one that had a big cliff in the middle. But I don't know. I don't remember. That was like, I think that this one is, let's see, I have not shown anyone yet. Gotcha. So there was one that had like a big crevice in the middle earlier on, and now that I think about it, that was like way before water was added or anything like that, and it honestly did not look this nice. It looked really close to this nice, but it was probably still earlier on in the development too. That probably didn't help it either. But like, this is really clean on the edge and stuff like that. The reason the other one didn't look nice at all was, or not at all, I mean, didn't look nice was because of the, why I say that, it's because it was really rough on the edge here, to where like you'd climb up onto things and clamber, stuff like that, and it looked like it would be nasty to play on, in some ways, in some regards. Like, it was an early version of a map. And other than that, it was a really cool concept. And so, and I don't know that they ever even finished that map, because I don't know if they ever came back and told me. Is this a, intentional part of the blockout, or is this part of arting? Just like sitting here. Oh yeah, there's a bunch of stuff that's part of building. Gotcha. Never mind. I like this wall. This was a good idea. Oh man, that makes a really clean design. And the way it looks outside doesn't look bad as like a block out either. So like if somehow you ended up outside the map, it would not be bad. Pop it into play mode and tell me what you think of placement of weapons and whatnot. Yeah, it will do. What's with the cones, by the way? Ooh, bots. Oh, you have a script that put bots in. Interesting. But they don't seem to have a nav mesh. They were just shooting at me. What's with the cone, though? I've got to wonder. Were you using like something like the Blender app to like... Let's see. Cones are a mental marker for me. Oh, gotcha. Snipers on the base, straight across from each other. I like this. There may be not quite enough cover between these two bases. This feels very much like Combat Evolved. But that might have been the intent. If you wanted it to be open in Combat Evolved, then yes. But I do like this a lot. Clever use of the UNSC Rhodes PTSD. Yeah, I know, it's really good. I like that a lot. This is really cool. I like how you're making use of parts that are like, oh wait, this is not what I thought it was. This is, you built this. This looks so good. I thought for a second, hold on, am I right about that? You built this, right? Or is this that bridge that they have built into the game that goes a corner like that? Buddy, Mama's in there. You can get her to help you. Mama can help you. Let's see. Yeah, hold on. Yeah, I was struggling with those sniper spots. Yeah, I like the sniper spot. Oh, I just realized there's a backside to that side. So you're still in the middle of building the bases. Gotcha. That explains why the bases are pretty open. You're still considering it. Gotcha. So, like, I do feel like they're a bit open, but trying to figure out what to put there is the only question, basically. Yeah, I like that a lot. I'm trying to figure out what this is. This is a whole prefab you built That is really good looking. Very well done. What I thought it was, okay, it's part of it, I think. That bridge that they make, what do you suggest for cover and sniper areas? Maybe the circular windows? It would restrict movement. We will talk about that in a second. I want to know what you did here. Was it... Wait, bridges MP. Did you use this as a base? Yeah, you did. Okay, you flipped it over. This is the thing that I thought you built it out of, but you used this to make... Oh my god, Redacted could be so much cheaper if we did this. That is such a genius move. Do you remember all those pipe panels that I put on the ground and like to lead the pipes down and stuff like that? This with pipes going through it would be so cheap. It even has holes for the pipes to go through that I could have done. I could have used this for that. Oh my gosh. This makes me feel kind of dumb. Completely redo Redacted, please. Yeah, I do plan to redo Redacted. This is what Ripshade and I have talked about for Redacted, and I'm gonna get back to the sniping. It's partially the recharge bridge. That's what I thought. And everything I do in here will not mess up his map, by the way. That's why he gave me access to a copy. I love the way that you use like this slope that's built into it and just made it a ramp. That's supposed to be supports on the bottom half, but you just put a gate inside of it and made it look like it was supposed to be there as a ramp. It's really good. But yeah, so what Ripshade and I are talking about for Redacted is we want to do it to where we're gonna up art it again, where we like restructure things, especially after the new season, because they're gonna be adding a bunch of objects. We're gonna make it look really good with the way that we had it originally. But then we're going to also scrap it and rebuild it as a Halo 2 style ruined structure, because a lot of the feedback we got about it, I'll pull that up so I can actually read to you guys later, but I don't want to interrupt this one too much, looking at his map too much, because the feedback we got on it was from the people from the judges, basically, was that included that it was really hard to tell where the paths were going, and there was no clear guidance as to why the holes were in the wall. And we were talking about that while we were making it, while we were arting it, that it didn't make any sense that these holes were between this place. There was no energy barriers between the outside space and the inside area between these two places. We complained a lot about that ourselves, so I don't disagree with them. I think it shouldn't have been eliminated in the first 50, sure, but that was because they also didn't like that we went outside the map and stuff. Don't remember Redacted. I don't think I've seen it yet. I'll go back and show you. That's actually the second map that I actually like participated on, where it actually got finished, and that was because Ripshade blocked it out, and then I arted it and set up the bots and stuff like that. Did some of the technical stuff. And then we entered it into the Treadstone competition. I'm just taking things in right now. I'm going to talk about it in a second, by the way, what I'm thinking about the stuff. We put it into Treadstone. How'd you get that wall? That looks really nice. Is that just the inside of a piece that you just retextured? Interesting. We can start overhaul right now, thanks. Yeah, Aaron doesn't like that it sits there unfinished, and that he was part of, he was participating with some feedback for us, and yet it is not done. I think it bothers him. This is really cool. These are crates, aren't they? Or did you build them yourselves? Wait, what are these? Wait, these are pieces you layered? I'm gonna have to find out what you did here. This is great. I like it. I like it a lot. You did a lot of really good stuff. This is good stuff. I'm not gonna like wholesale copy that, but I think that it would be really useful to do whatever you did in some way in like ruined spaceships and stuff like that at some point. Like that looks like it would be a good place to put into a wall of like a half ruined wall. They are moving around the map. For some reason they were just standing still for a while. The bots function properly in my map. Nav mesh works through middle rock area after a long nightmare. Oh yeah? Can start overhaul right now, thanks. More important. Question, should I make it possible to get to top part for grapple spawns? Or where grapple spawns? Oh. Top of where grapple spawns, so like up here? This area would be pretty dope to get onto, yeah. Yeah, it would be really cool if this was like a really important spot to like keep your opponent from having, and if you have control of it, you can sort of like lock down the whole map. Might be really interesting. And then if there was a drop down here into the area where grapple spawns, might be cool. I'm just thinking about it. Or if you wanted to close this off, but I don't think it's here for art, so it's supposed to be open. So I was just thinking that maybe if there's a drop down there, or a grav lift up from in there, but it's your choice. That kind of thing. I like these. I like it a lot, though. I like the idea of getting up here. That sounds cool. Or soft kill volume up there. I like the idea of soft kill volumes, where you can come up here and, like, get across the bridge another route. Like, there's that middle bridge, and then there's that bridge, and then there's inside this bridge. Creating a soft kill volume where it's dangerous to take it, but you do it. I like the idea of that a lot. However, a lot of other people complain about it. So I like it, but it's at your own risk. I wouldn't, like, advise other people do it outright, because just because people have always like, often I'll get pushback on it, like, every time I talk about it to a new group of people, or someone in particular, like I can't think of anyone, who it was, but someone in particular that didn't like it might have brought it up more than once. I don't remember, but yeah. I really like this a lot. It's a really good block out. Let's see. Fighting into the middle when they have sniper with it being this open is actually kind of cool, because you're close enough that with battle rifle, you could compete with sniper and actually take them out before they can get you. And I like that a lot. I think sniper is going to lock down this bridge a little bit too, but again, you've got some cover here. You can kind of, like, hop out and battle rifle them out of scope, like de-scope them and take them out, so that's really good. And you got this wrap around here, so you're giving them cover here, which is really good. So I like all that and the approach to this base. So I would say that as far as the base's build is concerned about sniper, you were asking me that earlier, I like this door being open the way you have it, and this side being open the way you have it. I think this side's the one that looks a little too open, because sniper dueling, with it being both really open, is just like people hopping around until somebody gets a headshot. And if it's a little more interesting, a little more challenging, and like something maybe you could, like, hide back here and lock down half the map, but in doing so you're giving up the other half the map and turning your back on anyone who could sneak up to you over there, then that's a really good trade-off, you know what I mean? And doing the same thing over here, that's a really good trade-off. But, like, when they actually duel each other, it feels like it would probably become very, like, one of us hits the other one, and now I have control of the whole map, and it was so fast, just like that. And actually, I can even watch the sniper spawn itself, so I could, like, you know, what do you call it? Combat evolved the sniper over to myself or into the pit just to get rid of it from here. And I feel like maybe the sniper's location either needs to move, or you need to give some kind of partial cover to that area. That's what I'm thinking. Okay, now I'm behind in chat, because I was just talking and talking and talking. Let's see. Let's see, the bots function properly. Okay, question, should I make it possible to get top or soft kill volume? Please. I like working from the block out again, but obviously edited to fit gameplay better. I don't know if I want to work from the block out again, because I already have all the nav markers set up and all the bot stuff, and that was not set up with the block out. Typically for myself, I do that while I'm still in the block out phase, and that way whenever I get to the more art, like the later art phases, I don't need to worry about that, so if I have to regress, I don't lose anything. But Ripshay didn't know how to do that before I got into it, so it ended up not being there in that one, so we're probably going to have to gut the arted one and then re-art it, which is going to be a challenge in and of itself. But it's going to be a thing we're going to have to do. Yeah, I see what you mean. Great ideas. My gears are turning now. Huh, nice. Question, should I make it possible to jump from start onto the power equipment catwalk? Ooh, power equipment. Where's the cat? That's that one, right? That's the power equipment catwalk? I think that's the one you're talking about, right? Where is start? Where was start? I'm going to have to respawn myself. Oh, I need to hold down back. That's what it is. The bots are gone because I didn't. Okay, so this is start. And let's see, from stairs. Whoa, where'd he come from? Get out of here. Okay, let's see. So, oh, that's the active cam. Okay, yeah. All right, I'm on the other side of the map. I see now. So this one. Is this the power equipment catwalk you were talking about? Because it's got the camo on it, so I assume that's what you mean. And then the other one's over there. So from these stairs. Or did you mean, let's see, should I make it possible to jump from stairs onto power equipment catwalk? What theme? Oh, we're going to do like Halo 2 ruin structure so that we can make the holes in the areas that are open that they were saying that we don't know why it's open, we don't understand the path. It'll be a lot clearer that that's a path whenever they see broken rubble, stone, walls, and stuff like that. By seeing the wreckage of the wall, you go, oh, that's a hole in the wall, that makes sense, that's a path I can take. But whenever you see that we've just got naked beams there and we don't really know why that's a path you can take, it's kind of a little bit harder to tell what's going on. So I think that's one of the reasons, one of the things we're gonna do. Another thing we can do is like do something really weird. And yeah, so stairs on either side. You meant these stairs, right? I do think that that's a good jump up. Yeah, I think that these stairs are a little naked though. Like deciding to go, like I'd have to like hide back here, and if there is a sniper up there, I'd have to like wait until someone else covers, like knocks him out, and like I'd have to descope him, and then I'd have to run and do that. What if you did cover coming up the stairs? Like, I'll just throw it on there as a guy. I mean, as like an example. What if you did cover for the... That is not where I meant to put it. Anyway, I'll just make it sloppy then. What if you did this and made it to where there's like a hole to get to attack someone with from over here, but and that's also the hole where you can jump out of, but there is a second of cover so that you can sort of like, if you're trying to run from sniper, you have this like, oh god, oh, can't go anywhere, and then sniper has the ability to like throw grenades at you and finish you off. But then, yeah, basically you do have like a little bit of cover here to hide and be like, okay, and now go! And then you can sort of jump and be like, yeah, I hear the sniper shooting at somebody. That means he's distracted. I saw the trails, the Kim trails, going that way. Alright, I'm going this way. Boom. And then, you know, you might be even be able to get over here and get the building between you and sniper before they even realize that you're over here. So I think that would be a good idea. But other than that, yeah, I'm not sure what you should do here yet, but I know that it feels a little bit naked on that wall. But I do like the way that this backhand is built. I think this dueling spot, with that being wide open like that, is a good thing. That feels very like Halo 1, Halo 2, Halo 3 style of level design. Probably more like Halo 2 the most. And I like that kind of level design because it means that strafing is important, jumping is important, and honestly, you've got that back wall to bounce grenades off of. So you can even get the grenade on them and stuff like that. And if you use that curve, you could like hit the curve and make it bounce, and maybe land over there or something like that. But yeah, and if you have a roof, that's another thing. You could have some like hang downs from the roof to throw grenades at to make it land right on top of the sniper rifle if you really want to. Go under grapple area. There's a strut. Should I leave it possible to traverse them? Okay, sounds good to me. Definitely questionable design decisions on the map, on that map. Yeah, the original, yeah, that's one of the reasons, like, whenever we up art the art direction, I'm gonna save all these changes to this version so that you can review them if you forget something. By the way, even though that's literally the only change I actually made, but that way anything else I do on here, I'll just save it so that you can, because this is still, you have control of this map too. And then what I was gonna say was that with Redacted, whenever we do the re-art of the current one, we might also do a whole lot of up-arted like changes to it. We might even like do some redesigns to bring it back to how he originally had it, which had a lot of those open areas more closed, and then make the stone structure one with the openings at have broken walls and stuff like that in those areas to communicate that that's a path you can take, and that way the current version will be this really fun sort of Halo 2 style feeling like movement around the map, and then the space one will feel more like a Halo 5 map is actually what it kind of felt like in the end. Okay, so now you said underneath grapple. I'm not even going to use a grapple shot. I'm going to do it with jumping. Oh man, I just fell right off. I was so close. I do really like this, and oh man, turning these upside down is way cooler than using them originally. I don't like these pieces. I haven't liked these pieces before, but I also haven't like thought to use them this way, and this is really good. I like this a lot. I think they should be thicker though. This is a little difficult for people, I think. Just a little bit thicker. Like not even like twice as thick, maybe like an extra 1/3. You could do twice if you want to, but I think if it was like an extra 1/3, it'd be a little bit easier, and that means that it won't just be for people who are good at the game, but it could be for people who are, like, it'd be hard to do for people who aren't good at the game, or aren't as good at the game, but it would be a really common path for people who are good at the game, which would be pretty cool, I think. I do like this a lot. Yeah, I just fell to my death because I tried to do it like a roundabout jump. Let's see. Okay, an under grapple area, there's struts. I do like those a lot. This reminds me, by the way, of Ocarina of Time. I don't know if you were thinking of this whenever you were making it, but I also really like the way that you textured these rocks. They look great. They feel somewhat like they're extra smooth, feeling almost like almost kind of cartoony, but this is like still in the blockout phase. You got some like plant life, but I think if you had like vines and stuff like that, and maybe a tree with its roots in the wall, like just poking out, and then like, yeah, and then like maybe down there make them shinier so they look wet, you know, like put them metallic or put them at 0 on roughness, then this whole area will look like really nice, because I like the way that you did that brown and the gray. It looks great. It looks awesome. But you're saying it was difficult to get them to agreed with Zelda reference, right? Halloween Reach map looking based right now. Nice. One other thing is that this is going to be hard to cross and not die. Like, coming up is going to be hard. Is it possible that you could work in a grav lift? I know it's not really the theme of the map to put a grav lift in here. Right here. But I just mean, like, clambering up is going to be like a... This is going to be a kill box right here. Not necessarily, like, overly so. It'll just be really tough. If players know someone's coming across the middle, like if they know you're coming, you're practically going to be impossible to get up unless you call for cover fire, which means you'll have to like ping a whole bunch to like tell people, hey, I'm trying to jump up, and then you jump up. You know what I mean? Which is cool. Hey, Clint, how's it going? Which is cool. Yeah, good ideas. Thanks. Cool. What's up? What'd you say? Yeah, go play with your sisters. You looking for your book? Oh, your art book is in your sister's dresser, like on the little shelf area of her dresser. What? Yeah, it's under the TV in your bed. The red book? Your red art book? Yeah, your red art book is right there on that shelf. Go look. Okay. Let's see. You can jump crouch those. Oh, okay. If you can jump crouch them, never mind then. Hold on. Let me do that. Yeah. If you can jump crouch them, that would be a lot easier. Okay. So you can. Let's see. Hold on. Oh, over here. I see what you're talking about. Yeah. I was just jumping up in the slightly lower area. You probably can jump crouch here, though. Yeah, okay. Okay, never mind. That's not nearly as difficult as I thought it was going to be. And, it just, like, it's a cool little... In Forge, they never go away. But yes, hello, Clint. I said hello, and then immediately had to turn and because my son was talking. But yeah. Okay, I love these bridges that you built. So this side, they're not sloping up. Are you planning on copying the way that's got that slope up to this side? Or is it supposed to be where, like, each base is slightly different? Is this the early version where you just slapped it in? Yeah, this doesn't have all the other art, like the gate and stuff like that. Okay, cool. So I'm assuming, or the fence, I mean. I'm assuming you're planning on doing both of the arts the same, but you just need a little bit of that. Would it be cool to put a jump across here? Like maybe a slight platform here to make it to where you could jump across here? Because it kind of feels like to get up there, I have to go out of cover and then up here. And if I'm trying to defend my base, that's really tough to do. But instead, I could opt to go this way, and now I'm way in the back, harder to spot, and I still have cover from stuff from over there, at least, and stuff like that. And I can kind of sort of just like, if I could run across and jump, like, no, look at bridge piece, you will see it's only possible to do what I did. Oh, it's a mirror. That's why you did it this way over here. Oh, so this was a solution to that problem. Or to the problem being over there. Okay, I see. That's still really cool, though. I'd like how you solved that. Because, yeah, because it's a mirrored map. It's not like it's rotated around. Yeah, if you had taken this side of the map and just, like, pivoted it and then made it to where, like, this section was over there, then that would have worked to keep them both this way. But that would be all to keep them that way, and otherwise it would be a completely different map at that point. Yeah. That honestly would be really... I wish that it was easier to forge, it's already pretty easy, but I wish it was even easier to do some stuff, because if you could, like, literally just make a copy of this map just to try it, where you do copy and rotate it and see how you like that building being across this path from this thing, and then that being over here across from that one, like, and see how they play out that way, might be kind of cool. But it probably is something you'd immediately want to trash. Like, it's probably not good, but I just, like, you know what I mean? I wish the Forge was just a little bit easier to play with. That way it would be... This is too long. So if you had a clamber jump here, something that's like far enough that if you jump like this, you can just clamber the distance, then that would be pretty cool, I think. It would also be a cool place to put a weapon, or like grenades, or something like that. Oh yeah, I see what you mean. But yeah, I figured it didn't hurt the map, yeah. I like that a lot. Oh, upside down is the only way to make it similar. Yeah, gotcha. No, look at the Brit. Yeah, gotcha. Okay. I'm trying to make sure I didn't miss anything. Yeah, I see what you mean. People like some of my friends in Actman admitted that Forge is too complicated for them. Yeah, I've seen that before too. People are saying the same thing. You can clamber it without it on stairs. Wait, can you? Oh no, I just put myself inside of an object. Wait, did I? Oh, you can just do the stairs. Oh, so in that case you don't need this at all, but a little guidance here, like a caution tape or some kind of sticker, or maybe this as a guide, like something like this, just like to tell you, hey, you can clamber here. Would you just, that's all you really need. You don't even need this. I just didn't want to go find a decal to do it. But if you did decals there in some way to make it look, just to point that spot out to players, then they'll see it and they'll know where to go, and they'll sort of, yeah, okay, that makes sense. Never mind. Yeah, I'd say move redacted block out to ecliptic. That would be, yeah, when we do it, we could move it to ecliptic, and that would put some planets in the sky, and then the asteroids we added to the sky box as well would then be additional on top of the planets that are already in ecliptic, and that would be really nice. So yeah, I agree with you there. Let's see, you can clamber it without it on stairs. To be honest, it's a miracle that I have a basic understanding of Forge somehow. Yeah, I want to see what these are. Because, oh man, what? They're roads again! That's such a good idea! These look so interesting here. Like the way you've got, the way it's got like that stripe there and those like clasp looking pieces, and the way that you put like you lined it up like that. Yeah, it just looks really good. I like this a lot. Is this gonna be, it looks like it's UNSC, not Forerunner, correct? Just to make sure. What's going on up here? Are you planning on doing something with this in particular, or are you just going to do this over there because you decided this looked different? Like this looks like it's half done, but this looks like it's practically done. So like I was just wondering which one you were planning on going on, because I grapple shot it up here and was like, what in the world is this? But it might not be like planned for the final block out. I don't know why it wouldn't let me back out. It's UNSC. I was messing around up there, couldn't decide really. Gotcha. To be honest, it's a miracle that I have a basic understanding of Forge. Yeah, I mean, it's a lot of like the previous Forge versions kind of like prime you for the current Forge, so if you skipped those back then, I bet that's what it was. Like Actman probably dabbled in them but didn't play with them enough to like really internalize anything. No, but I really like this whole map then. Like this whole map idea, it's really great. So that's the only suggestion I really had, because apparently this one already existed. And then I had like, I agree with you that it would be cool to explore up here, and the question would just be how exactly. Like you could do a grav lift up onto this, or you could make it to where you must have grapple or repulsor, one or the other, to get up there, or you could do a grav lift right here, like recessed into this wall would be kind of cool, because it would not only be, it'd be like when you get pinned down here, right now you can either just bug out and leave, or you can attempt to fight back, you know, especially if they have the sniper over there, or you can attempt to try and run and make it that way, right? But like the other option is like, if it is the sniper itself, you could bug out and maybe get to here before they can see you again. But like, I think the main thing would be if you're standing right here and you went, well, I don't want them to know where I'm going at all, they're gonna expect me to go a different route, I'm gonna go up here, grav lift, boom, up, like lift yourself up onto the top, and then immediately I've got the height advantage on the sniper, so I could try and compete against them a little bit, which would be really cool, I think. Just in general, as like how this block out, that kind of reads as something I would like to do whenever, if I was pinned down here, that's a route I would like to take. And it might be partially because the scratches are telling me verticality, you know what I mean? But that yeah, so I don't know, I just felt like that. I felt it in my, you know, in my competitive bones, in my mid-match bones kind of thing. I was messing around up there, couldn't decide really. Actually, Aaron said, actually, okay, if you're doing Halo 2 style, move to Myers. Yeah, that's okay. So we'll move the ruined, rubbly one to Myers, and then we can move the space-looking one over to what do you call it? Eclipse, and that way we'd have the planets and then the asteroids up there, and then the Myers one would be a good one for Halo 2 style. I like that a lot. I like that a lot. And we can, on the Myers one, by the way, we could cut that upper area. Like, the whole, like, going out of bounds thing, we can cut that. The space one would make sense, and I think that whenever we make alterations to the map, we'll make alterations to the space one specifically to make it make sense with the whole out of space, you know, area, you know, out of the atmosphere area versus inner atmosphere area, and the slow kill zone. Anyway, now go up to the base where it connects to power equipment catwalk. Okay, if you're doing, let's see, tell me if the rock sticking out of one and sticking in on the other is balanced. Okay. Oh wait, catwalk. Right. Power equipment. Catwalk over here. Fair point. I did experiment with Halo 3's Forge and Halo Reach's Forge in the past. Halo Infinite's Forge is Forge on steroids. Yeah. So you're talking about this? This is... I like how this is looking. And then the lack of it over here, and instead this one has a dip in. I think this is... like, that side gives you cover to hide behind, and this side gives you cover to hide inside of. Now, the question, I think, for this would be if grenades would function especially different between the two, and how they would work with sniper, because it's open to sniper. I think that because it's open to sniper, this area would be easier to snipe them while they're hiding. Let's see how it looks over here. As far as grenades are concerned, I think it would just be a matter of skillful grenade throwing, which means yeah, you can get behind, you can get fully inside of cover without getting seen by the sniper on that side. But over here, you're still being spotted in that direction. So I would say that right as they are right this second, there's a slight imbalance. Otherwise, these two. Let's see. Yeah, I would also say make Redacted 20% bigger. It's too small. Right now, it's a 2v2 map at most. Thank you, Aaron. Let's see. And then, so like if you... I'm trying to think of if you just move it back. Yes. If it's here instead of there, I think... Let me gut your map for a second. Let me ruin the map for a second. Just for this version, obviously. And then I'm gonna make this one minimal. And do I need to move the rocks? Yeah, I think I need to move the rocks a little bit to get it to work. Just to see, I just want to see what the sight line looks like from here. We will just make this longer. And I'll just leave that little back nook there and not worry about it. Okay, so if I was hiding here, technically Sniper can still see me, but only in a very small window. You could theoretically move this one forward a bit to make it so that Sniper can kind of see you through a similar window over here. Which would be, I think, right here. The hiding spot would have to be, like, right just inside of it. So, like, if I grabbed this one, moved it over there, this is just, like, just directly making... So, yeah. This is a perfect... I think this would balance it. If you had this here, basically, where it's just slightly closer to the spawn, which also means you can run from it to spawn a little faster, so that might not be the best... But basically having it over here, this hiding spot is also open to sniper, and it's farther away, like I was just saying. But the upside is that one poking out means they have to come out into the middle of the area. They have, there's like a, they have I think they have a smaller window. Like I could chuck a grenade. Whoops, I meant to chuck a little bit to the left there. Let's see. Let me redo that. See if I can get my grenades back. Okay. So if I wanted to get a grenade in that nook, I'd have to stand out in the open here and chuck it toward that nook, see? But if I wanted to do the opposite, if I was in the nook and wanted to get, or in this area and I wanted to come over here, I don't have to get out into the open. I'm pretty sure I can just chuck a grenade and get right behind the cover that way. That was a little too far, but I could. I could aim a grenade to go right behind that cover, but for that side, that thing gets in the way of chucking a grenade this direction pretty much, or pretty badly, so they'd have to move all the way out there because they need to angle it to get it into the nook. So I think that this does balance where this is easier to survive and that one's easier to get to the power equipment. Yeah, that's all I'm trying to say. Thank you for what? For your input. Input on which map? On mine? Is that what you're talking about, or something else? Redacted. Oh, he was talking. Yeah, I think he was talking about Redacted. This one would work on. Actually, which? Yeah. Oh, you're on Void. Yeah. Actually, if you wanted to take advantage of inherited terrain for this sort of area, for the upper area, Myers or Institute would get a similar appearance to what you have here already. So you could like sort of bleed it into it and make it a little bit more, it just makes seams way easier, you know, to do that. But especially because you don't have a whole lot of effects on the map. Effects are apparently a problem. Gotcha. How did I make soft volumes work? Some work and some don't. That's weird. Do you have a soft volume safe zone somewhere that's throwing it off? Because that could do it. I'm gonna continue to save this version so that you can see what I just did with this with your own experimentation. Oh, what did I do? Is this a separate piece, by the way? No, it's the other half of that one. Gotcha. I was thinking I was wondering if I could drag it over here to finish up that, but that would drag this entire cliffside over, so I'm not gonna worry too much about it. I'll just leave this like this for now, and you can, like, if you don't want this, you don't want a closet here, so you don't have to put one in. But anyway, basically, yeah, that's just what I was thinking was, I think this is really good balance by moving it slightly, but also distance, like running distance to get there isn't very good. But the problem is that when I go to hide, I might have to sit here and wait for my shields to recharge, and the way it was before, it was wide open to sniper to get me, because it was here, so like the sniper could just get me from any angle. So anyway, that's just why I messed around with that stuff. And if you have other solutions you want to do instead of what I just did, then you could, for example, take this as your distance and put a wall there. This could be another alternative. Let's see. That, like, something like this, and that would make snipe not get in here either. And that would also work, because you can still jump the distance. You see? I didn't even have to crouch jump or clamber. That's, I think, more than enough extra space if you wanted to do this. So I'm going to leave both on the map, because I already made those other changes, and I don't want to have to undo them. But yeah, so you can decide which one you want to go with. And what this does is it makes it where, actually with this, like, sniper's completely blocked off now, like 100%. And then over here, sniper would also be blocked off. But basically, with these walls, these added walls here. But basically, yeah. So you could go either route. Self-kill volumes, my bad. No safe zones in the soft kill volumes. That's weird. Changing canvas is good idea, that is. Yeah. Yeah, good idea. Let's see, if you're following the Forge rule set on the official Discord or HFT, then you can't use soft kills unless it has aerial vehicles on the map. Yeah. And, yeah. I think that's hogwash. Needs to be redone. Do you want me to throw in the little notch just so that, I could just do that real quick as well, so that this version of your map you can use as a reference, for what we talked about on today, and you can decide if you want to do it yourself by playing it in here and then deciding if you like the ideas, if you like the feedback and the ideas. This may be not as deep as I was thinking, but it kind of works. Let's see, I'm gonna flip it over and then flip it this way. That way you don't have to watch back the video to remember what we talked about today. That way, yeah, it's more useful feedback, I think, that way. Nope, that's not what I want to do. It's supposed to be red. Yeah, it's about right. And then I was going to do walls on the sides to sort of make it... No, that's not what I want to do, because I just realized I want to make whatever this distance is, I need to have it like this. So on the x-axis, let's make it like 6. And then we'll go back 6 with this one. On the x-axis, we'll go back 6. Make it a 39. Nope. We're going to make it a 40... 42. That looks fine. And this doesn't need to really change to work. So we'll just do this. There we go. That kind of works to make it look like what I was thinking. Okay, what are you saying? Changing canvas is a good idea. Let's see, if you're following the Forge rule set, the soft kill volumes, no safe zones in the soft kill volumes, weird. Sure, go ahead. That one rule is hogwash. Change it 343. So, like, yeah, so basically this means that you can also sort of, like, if you make it deeper, which is what I was actually picturing, was a little bit deeper, you can even use it as cover before you walk into the grav lift. And then you could be like, oh shoot, grenade, ah! You know, and like jump into it or something, and like try to get away from it. But that's basically what... Oh, it also puts a little nook down here for cover if you did something like this, which is kind of cool. You could even make it deeper if you wanted to, but yeah. Hey, Blowback, how's it going? Oh, everyone is over on YouTube talking. That's why it looks like there's no one in there. But we're all here. You can see them popping up on the screen with the little YouTube emblem. But yeah. Oh, actually, Aaron is in Kick. Wait, hold on. Let me see. Yeah, he just wasn't on my screen up there at the time. Never mind. He was here. He was in Kick the whole time. I just thought you were making that face because you didn't see anybody. My bad. Anyway. Misunderstood. I misunderstood the emoji, that's all. Let's see. This one feels a little bit tougher, but it could be my imagination. Also, I did add that tiny little block over there, so that makes sense. Okay, so the changes that I did are like the little like tweaks are hidden throughout the map, so I'm gonna want to go ahead and make them easy to spot by copying them over for just a second, only because they're fast. And do you want me to put like an arrow here too? You'll remember why this is here. I don't have to put an arrow pointing up saying that that's a grav lift or something like that to remind you. I think that's going overkill with trying to remind you of what I was saying. And I'm just putting that there again as a little guide thing to remind you of about the idea, because you could just probably do that with decals. You don't even need the block out, that little block, but if you like it, you can keep it or whatever. You'll remember. Yes, exactly. I have a hazy memory with things like that sometimes, but most people don't, and I know that's a me problem. But yeah. So, yeah, I'm not sure what to do for cover for the sniper. You know what snipers like a lot, though? And this is hard to do in Infinites in particular, so I will do it with one of the only things that you can find for it. We'll use a barrel, actually. That'll look very UNSC. Sniper cover is really good whenever it is a round cover. Like a semi-round cover. A lot of, like, sniping, like being able to poke just your aimer out is really good, but then you can still hide behind it. So sniper to sniper duels are really good whenever there's this kind of curvature. And, like, doing that from like, you know, like, you can also hop up and, like, suddenly get, boom, now I've got a bit of a height advantage, and I took him by surprise, maybe. Look above, I have some circular options covering over the platform. Yeah, I did see these things, but I was talking about, like, this kind of circular, because it, like, cuts off, it covers most of your body and only pokes out your head, and it happens gradually with the strafe. You see what I mean? Like, it's like a Spartan shield, right? Like an actual, like, Hoplon shield from ancient Sparta, where the round shield allows you to sort of put your lance over the top here, right, over the curvature, and, like, it kind of gives you that ability to do that. It doesn't have an inner cutout like a Spartan shield, but the roundness of the top allows you to sort of, like, poke your eyes out over the top and see without exposing much of your body, and you can, like, just expose one eye or your whole head or whatever you want to do here, and, like, it's really good for, like, sniper battles. Think midship with the battle rifles across from each other. Midship has this exact kind of covering. Let's see. Look above, I have some circular. Keeps freezing, like midship base windows. Yes, like midship, yes, blowback. That's exactly what I had in mind whenever I was talking about it, and then eventually I said it, but I didn't notice you had said it already. So you were spot on, exactly. You knew exactly where I was going with that, and where I was coming from. Let's see, yeah, it makes sense. I would just have to find a way to make that kind of cover flow in the map. Yeah, what I would do is make it curve and then go straight down right here to break the circle a little bit. But like block-wise, this would be a good, like, visual, I think. This I already cut to a good thinner, tall piece, so I think I'll just reuse this. And then make it a little thicker, and then, like, snap it, like, there, and then go straight down from here. And you can make it like the concrete has, like, a little... Like, you've already got that here, right? A little bit of a poke out, but then yours wraps all the way around and comes back around it here. Just have it to where it's like a tooth in, like, a... You know what I mean? And then like it doesn't matter that it's not aligned with the curvature. Obviously over here it's having a problem, and you can find a different piece to do the curve or whatever you need to do. I just slapped this in because it kind of had some cool texture to it, and I was trying to see if that would be a good one to fit there. But yeah, how about the yard areas? Are they too open? Should I add more cover type stuff? I like these, maybe more of this. You are right that it is pretty open. As long as the enemy snipe is locked down, then you could definitely still use the yard easily. If they're not, then you would have trouble until you drop down into the ravine. People are gonna have to really get used to your map, and maybe you should put some plant life down here. Like, plants don't block movement, right? But if you were to like put plants down like a bush there, and then like right there, and then like right there, then people would know the gaps between the bushes are good places to go toward the middle, you know? And they'll just like use it as a slight like intuitive guide toward where the safe areas are. Or even like that drop down right there would be really interesting to be able to go power slide. Well, I didn't do it. I did too early. Or I didn't run far enough first. Power slide into the bridge, and then that way you can have just like a little bit of an opening in like between two bushes. Nope, between two bushes, like guiding you. But that's not cover for what you were asking. So I'm gonna talk about. I'll go and actually answer your question. Yeah, trees or bushes. Yeah. So like that would mean like, you know, you can jump to mid from here really well. And then you can, you know that this is a literal drop down straight onto your side's platform. And then just knowing, obviously not the same bush over and over again, the same scale and everything, that looks kind of goofy, but different than this, but yeah. Oh, what'd you say? Okay, so can you re-art redacted now, please? Thanks. Oh, not just yet. We're still talking about this a little bit. But I do think that, yeah, maybe some more cover out here, maybe a boulder, you know? Maybe even potentially a, you know, a homage to, you know, classic Halo, what do you call it? What is the, what am I trying to say? To Blood Gulch with a little 3-rock cover here. Who knows? With the big one probably being over there on that end. So that it's the most cover, you know, some kind of like 3-rock cover, like they do in that, or you can do whatever you want with things like this too, because I like this a lot. Aaron's like, please. Yeah, trees or bushes, level 12-4. So yeah, no, you're right. Cover wise, I do think this is a bit open, and maybe do whatever you want. I just slapped in random. This was just a random nostalgia trip. You can do an actual, you know, cover choice, or you can do a nostalgia trip if you want. And I think the guidance on, because that edge is scary to me, but with bushes it would be a lot less scary because I would know where I'm planning to be sliding and jumping. So but the edge, like if we look back over here, like if I'm over here and I'm looking at that, I feel like we're just sniper dueling, right? Like I'm just gonna get a battle rifle or sniper rifle and just duel the other guy. I'm not even gonna try to jump off that thing because I might fall to my death, right? It just feels like a deadly cliff. But over here with the bushes, it instantly sort of transforms into, well, now I know exactly where to jump off. I'm like, okay, that's a guide, and that's a guide, and then I can feel confident about where I'm gonna power slide and just go and not feel afraid. This would fit best for Castle Wars, to be honest. This would be a good Castle Wars map, actually. You could do a Castle Wars variant of this. That'd be awesome. So what do you think of the color of the rock covers? The red base, I made them slightly red, and blue base slightly blue. Like these pieces? Or this one is just gray. I did notice that the like the staircases are like that. I really wish that they had a texture color for these. That's not what I meant to do. A texture color in the swatches that was, instead of being a specific color, like maybe at the top or maybe at the very bottom, or maybe down in the no color to the left of that would be team color. And you just like, and it would assume the color that you then set. If you come down here and you hit gameplay and you hit team, you could set it to like eagle, and then every color option that you have up there that's set to team would just become eagle color, right? But you said no, the rocks themselves. The rocks themselves. Did you have a difference in color that I didn't notice? Which rocks? Oh, these rocks. Oh, you put a tint on them. Oh, yeah, you did. That one's slightly blue, and this is slightly red. Yeah. And I think that looks really good. These are the block out rocks, obviously, like the ones that are from that specific option. If you end up changing the rock or anything like that, then you could do something. I really like that a lot. I think that, let's see. If you want it to be slightly less all-encompassing, you can set it to bring that up. You see how it's adding some greens and yellows? And it sort of gives the impression of red still, but it's like made up of other colors. That's the color spread. So it'll make it feel like natural while also being like... I also like that the texture you chose kind of feels like this could be a rock or this could be a chunk of concrete that came out of the building somewhere. Like if you added like rebar poking out, it could even be it could be that instead of a rock. But I like it. I like it a lot. And if you do that though, it'll break up the red so that it's still red, but it's different. You know what I mean? And then you could do that with these too, which you might have already done. These are very, like, foggy looking. Let me see if there's one that's not in the prefab, so I can just look at it more easily without having to break apart a prefab. But this isn't your main map anyway. This is the copy anyway. Yeah. Okay, so if we put this at something like 60, like the other one, then it'll introduce some other colors, like purples are in this one now. So then it kind of feels like it's a little bit more natural as well as, because before it looked good, it just looked like it might have been, it could have been just natural or it could have been painted before, because sometimes rocks are just a solid color. But this kind of introduces that and makes it feel a little more natural, that's all. I'm literally colorblind, so I fully expect the colors to be too weird for actual playing right now. Gotcha. Okay. That may cause them clash because it's not consistent with location it's based on. It could cause some clash because it's not consistent with the walls. Like if that was a piece of this chunk that fell down there, it's a little weird that it's not the right color, like you're saying, the location's based on, like you were saying. Just to clarify exactly what you mean for anyone if they didn't get that. But basically, yeah, like the walls are a very specific color with very specific like browns and stuff like that on them, and it looks really good. And then this is like a different color, but it could be that they literally spray painted this rock, you know what I mean, while they were doing their tests or their training drills. They were like, this is red base, we're red now, spray paint. You know what I mean? Like that could literally be an intended thing that they did, but so you could still go with it like that. It wouldn't be a problem, but it does seem a little bit odd. If there's something that looks like a spray paint can, you could just set it resting up against it and make the spray paint can the same color as the rock, and that'd be kind of funny. I think there's soda cans, and you could maybe do a soda can with like some kind of top on it that makes it look like a spray paint can. That'd be kind of funny. Anyway, and it would make people immediately understand that these were painted rocks. But that would be if you wanted to do that route. If you did want them to be more natural, you can do it. They're close right now. They just feel like you need that. This is the other way to do that, is you just go, okay, well, cool. Now we're gonna have some rocks that are in the wall that are like the color of that rock, just sort of sticking out. And it's like, look at that. They're natural now. See, they're in the terrain. And then there you go. So yeah, that's kind of the idea. It's an actual training base, not a natural type area. Gotcha. So yeah, just put some spray paint bottles and maybe make it even more spray painty than less, like how I just made it I did that to create the color spread. If you go less, then instead of going full-blown green, it'll have more of a gray. I don't know if you can tell. It's kind of hard to tell, and if you are colorblind, you might have trouble. But there's a slight, like, yellowish, slightly greenish gray, like, inside the little crevices in the detail work, like right there and up there. And I don't know how that's going to play in with colorblind because I'm not colorblind, so I don't know how to imagine that. But you can see right there, it's like less red, and that'll make it feel like the paint wasn't a perfect coverage, or it's gotten worn off in some areas and stuff like that. So that'd be kind of cool. And then you could still do the paint can and stuff, and I think that'd be hilarious. But other than that, I love this map. It looks really good. I mean, not other than that. I like that idea too. That's like implying that was a bad idea. I like the way you're building it all. It definitely feels, it kind of feels, you know what it kind of feels like? I just realized. These bases kind of feel like the middle structure in that one Halo 2 map. What is that? What is it called? The one that's like an ancient stone structure, like we were just talking about with Redacted, redoing the art to look like that, right? It's the stone structure that's one of the most popular ones. I couldn't remember what it's called. It kind of feels like it almost feels like two smaller versions of that map, which are like rebuilt to be asymmetrical to one another, placed side by side as the two bases facing off against each other. You know what I mean? Make graffiti probably for the rocks. That would be kind of cool. Do y'all remember which one I'm talking about? Like, Ascension is the only thing that's coming to mind. That is not it. Is it Sanctuary? I think it's Sanctuary that I'm thinking of. Like, it feels like Sanctuary over here and Sanctuary over here, but they're like an asymmetrical, tiny version of Sanctuary, like a 2v2 variant. You know what I would do? What is it, Aaron? Are you about to say something involving Redacted instead? I would rebuild Redacted right now. Is that what you're going to say? It looks like an asymmetrical, tiny version of Sanctuary, and I like that. But it's like two of them across from each other, and I think that's really cool. I'm not familiar with much of the older stuff. Oh, I'll show you. I'll show you what I mean. I'll do like a top. I'll find a top down of Sanctuary. I think it's Sanctuary. Sanctuary Halo 2 map. I'll just get the original one instead of any of the up-arted ones, because it'll be more clear on the shape of the block out, because the graphics will be weaker. You'll see the polygons very directly. Or it'll just immediately show me Halo 2 Anniversary versions. You know, that works too. Okay, this is the best, like, top-down, so it might be the best to show you. Okay, so this one... Oh, this is Halo 2. Okay. So basically, circular base in the middle, except it's a pit in the middle with, like, these side ramps that go up like that, you see? Those, like, slightly... You can kind of see a dark line there at the edge of it, you know, with the shading difference. Instead of a big platform. So it's a little different, but it's sort of similar block out, and it's got this bridge here that goes into this building, and this bridge here that goes into this building, and it kind of almost feels like yours ended up being similar to, one side is this building, the other side is like this building moved over and attached to the bridge, right? And then that's sort of like the whole map kind of thing. And then these sort of ramps got built into the rest of the structure around it, and then you copy that over. It ends up feeling similar, even though it's very different. You know what I mean? Like, it's got this sort of like bones of older Halo design. You know what I mean? Where you've got your center, and you've got the bridge, and then you've got the two bases, but like this is like the big block building that's in Sanctuary, and this is more like the diagonal and interesting building in Sanctuary that has like the area that goes out and down. It actually has not this, but it has like a, it's hard to describe unless I can find another picture of the base from the front for you to see why that's sort of similar. There you go. Here we go. Here is this with the, okay, nope, it did not open the, okay, here you go. So the base doesn't go straight out and down. It has a diagonal down kind of shape to it that ends up feeling kind of sort of similar to that other one. I don't know. The point is, I like it a lot. I'll draw it. Let's see. Instead of a cut straight down the middle, it may play and look better if the trench thing was going from corner to corner. And a bit windy. That's a good idea, Aaron. I do see similarities in that, Will. Yeah, and it's like in a good way. It's not in a bad way either. I'll draw it out. Yeah, corner to corner. I'm trying to think of which ones you mean specifically. Which corners is what I'm trying to envision. Is it that corner, or is it this extreme of a thing you're thinking of, Aaron? Like cut that straight in half with a trench to where you got to jump across. Maybe it's thin enough to actually jump the gap up back there, but it is in the way, and it becomes like a repulsor pit. Or is it a different angle? I'm going to wait till you're done, and you're probably about to put it in Discord. I'll pull that up right now, so by the time you send it, I'll already see it. Season 5, it's almost time. I know, right? Hollywood was over in the Discord talking about that. Let's see. Are you going to send it to me directly? Hey, James, how's it going? Check box messages. Box messages. Oh, Xbox. I don't know why I just ignored the X at the beginning of that. A narrow crevasse. Yes. Crevice. But it's the other way to pronounce it. It's very funny. Let's see. Why? Okay, you can't see it because... Oh, that's the downside. It won't stream this image. Okay, you might need to send it in Discord. No, I'll just copy it. Wait, I'm gonna send it to you. I'm gonna send it to you in Discord. Because I have it now. I just pulled it off there. Because if you did that on your phone, you'll have a harder time doing it. Here you go. Okay. I just sent it to Discord so even you can see it in my Discord PTSD machine. But I see what you mean, like that, where it's like split that way. So that would be like rotating the outer wall and to like adjust it completely. That would be pretty interesting. Did you see my Discord DM the other day? No, I did not. I didn't know you sent me anything. So the other option, instead of doing it diagonally, You could do it diagonally, but I think that because it's a mirrored map instead of a rotated one, that would be hard. Because I like that idea, Aaron, but I was just going to point this out. So like, if the line is coming from like that corner and coming through and going to that corner, then it would change, like, this side having it would make this side not be balanced to here, and so it would no longer, like, if you did a version of it like we were talking about earlier where you try a copy of it where you like rotate the base and put it over here so that they're not mirrors, they're rotated versions of each other, and like matched that building to there, that would definitely work really well. No rush on that, whenever. Oh, okay. It would definitely, I don't know what you're talking about, so I'm going to say, okay, cool. So if you match that building to that building, and then you did the diagonal line, it would work really well that way, because that means you could put it like under that bridge and then over here, and it would be under the same bridge on this side, right? And so that would work with what Aaron is saying, and also like sort of like bring them together, make them match. So you could try that as a variant of the map, which would be really cool. The other thing is, though, if you want to do that in the map as it is now, I think it would be really cool. Like the idea that Aaron is saying. I don't know what you're saying, buddy. What? Your book? Your red art book? Are you looking for your red art book? Yes. Hey, girls, can you help Liam find his red art book? I think it's in Freya's dresser. On the shelf. I put it there last night whenever y'all were going to bed. Okay. He didn't seem to get that whenever I explained it to him earlier. Yeah, I do like that idea. I don't think I will do it with this map, but definitely use it on something else in the future. And if the straightens out in the middle and has bridge, then proceed down diagonal, then that would look dope. Yeah, I was thinking, what if you did what Aaron was saying, but you instead of doing it just a straight, you split it here and there, and you made it to where these sections were sort of like separated by a gap there, which would also change up in here, so you'd be able to figure out how you wanted to do the cover, and then that would maybe drag this a little further this direction, so it's less in the middle. But it would just be a thing you could explore. It also would mean you'd probably need to mirror these instead of rotating them. It's actually kind of funny. You've got the world mirrored, but then you rotated the middle. You see what I mean? It's a little, it's cool and it works how it is. I'm just saying that's a little different between the two sides. But yeah, and then, but then like if you had some kind of like crags, and then you could sort of like explain it as like something hit and like it caused things to fracture out from that pivot, from that main point. But yeah, I don't know. Oh, narrow cracks there. That's a good idea. Yeah, like something like probably no thicker than like maybe that. You know what I mean? Like I'm just going to use this to shape it, but it's obviously would be a hole in the ground, not something poking up out of it. Like if you did something like, actually I could just make this really long. I don't need to, I'm not trying to get it precise, so I can just make it really long. I don't need to make a whole bunch of them. Something that like maybe went all the way to there, or maybe even all the way up to the building. But where you'd end it would be the question. Where you decide to like end it and lead it. It even could oh wait, that door's right there. I almost ruined the door's placement, because it'd be kind of weird to have that door there where it's just jump up and jump down. You need like a staircase over here to justify that. So I think that it would have to end a little sooner than that. Maybe a little bit of an angle. We're getting a lot of packet loss for some reason. And then this one could get like this. And get like a little bit of a cracky kind of look to it. But this is just an idea. This is probably this is just an interpretation of Aaron's idea. It's not a new idea. It's not a separate idea. It's the same idea. It's his idea, but it's just a reinterpreting of it. And so like something like that, I guess, just as the idea, but it would be a hole in the ground, and it would be something that you could still jump across, you know what I mean? Like you'd still be able to gap it, but like it would be a hole that you can't just like straight sprint across, and it would give you some justification for adding some like rocks poking up and like giving you more cover without needing to worry about it, like if they're coming up out of the ledge or something like that, or the lip of the platform is a little higher. You could even theoretically make it to where you could jump across one direction in one spot, but because the ground goes lower on the other side, it actually requires a clamber jump to get the other direction, which would be kind of cool for like if you need to do that for flow. If you find that it's like cooler, like for example, if I came across here and got the power equipment and I jumped down here, I have some really nice paths to take here where I've got cover, right? And I've got a new weapon to grab from here and stuff. But if I want to go straight out into the open with this power equipment, I've got to jump and clamber to get up onto this other side, and it could slow me down enough to help resist someone invading the base. It would especially be cool across from up here, because it would be like, you know, they would actually have a little bit of cover if there was a difference in height, because they could sort of hide behind that a little bit, and it'd be like war trenches, like World War II. Okay, now I need to catch up with what you were saying, because I was going off on a tangent. Let's see. Say, well, what if I made canvas down by water, or caves down by water, and lower level? See, that's reminding me of the map that I thought this was when I first opened it. Because there was someone who was making a map that had a crevice in the middle, and I think it was a big team battle map with a complete underground underneath. But it was similar to this in that it was sort of like a big box with a crevice in the middle. And that's the only thing that I thought, and that's what made me think it was that other map. But then as soon as I got into it, I realized the scaling is totally different, and the bases are totally different, and like I said, the ledge was a little cleaner here, but the other one was still like in early development. Is right after Forge release, so I'm pretty sure that they were like still learning the tools. I don't remember even who made it, but I remember it being a cool idea, and it was going well whenever I saw it, but I never actually saw the finished product either. But anyway, let's see. Just an idea. Oh, narrow crack there. That's a good idea. Actually, if you were to cave into that, oh, I do see that. Could be a problem. You are cutting out on my end. Yeah. Oh, I'm cutting out on your end? Oh, no. I don't know when. It's because I wasn't paying enough attention. Is it getting all choppy? I know Aaron was saying it was like freezing earlier or something. Is it still doing it? Oh, geez. It is still doing it. I'm watching it happen right now in real time. Jesus. Okay, hold on. Let me see if I can change some settings on OBS to see if that'll stop happening. Stream output. I'm at 3,000 kilobits per second. Let me go down to 2,000, which is really low for... And it might force it down into 780p or something like that. But we'll see. Video is choppy. Audio is good. Oh, good. That's good. Well, let's see if the video will get smoother but lower. It might get lower quality because now it's... Well, it seems like it's still the same quality, but let me see if it's getting choppy now. If it's still choppy. It looks like that's smoothed out. I probably have to restart my router and modem, by the way. That's probably what's... Yeah, check out Fortitude. Has a Forerunner tunnel under the whole map from base to base. Is that the name of the... Is that the map I was thinking of? But yeah, you said involving the crack with the cave. Right, so what I was thinking of, you were saying the cave thing. What if the cave... Okay, you could do... Oh, this is cool. Okay, this is a good idea, I think. Imagine this is a door. It's negative space instead of positive space. Okay? Imagine this is a door, not a rock. So you have... I'll just grab a door. That would be so much easier to remember, especially whenever you come back in here later. If it's an actual door, it would be a lot clearer. You won't be like, why is there an extra rock here? What did he say about the cave? Anyway, so if you incorporated a cave entrance here that sort of loops around to some exit back here or something like that, but also exits here in a way inside the crevice, right? Let's say this is down inside the crevice. And it's low enough, just right, that you can, and like if you did do the thing we were saying a minute ago, right, where this side is sort of like 5-degree slope or something like that, and then the other side is the opposite, and it's like it'd be the same, like 5-degree slope like this. So it's like really easy to jump down, but you have to clamber to go up. The door could be inside the wall of this. I'm just gonna float this up really high above the map so we don't mess up the map completely in the process of talking about this. Let's see, world, no, yeah, world? No, I think I'm gonna mess up my rotation in the process of this, but, you know. Object, let's go this way, kind of something like this. Okay, not this extreme, hold on. Yeah, okay, so if there was a door around this height, let's just flatten this for a second and just do this as a block out, a really iffy block out. Let's see. And then this is lower, right? So that this side has to... Well, that's not even... Okay, the gap isn't big enough, I see. I'm not mirroring the gap that's down there. I'm sort of like... Yeah, way too close. Okay, if I have to jump and clamber... Okay, I didn't quite have to clamber there. Anyway, if I have to clamber on that side, like that to get up, right? But then over here, I can just jump straight. And then if I come from inside of this building, I can also jump and clamber that way. You see what I mean? If that was a thing, let's grab a floor just to slap up there. That is an entire roof. And you had this inside of the floorboard. This would be really dope. And it's all Aaron's idea, really. It's all spawn. Well, it's the cave you mentioned, and then Aaron's idea of the thing, or partially. But yeah, okay. Or was it blowback you said? But anyway, the point is, I don't remember. But yeah, you said involving the crack with the cave, Big Team Battle map. They had the Forgers show at the event this weekend. Climb out of crevice. Yeah. So if you had to clamber to go this route, but then it was harder to go. It was easy to go this route, and then you could jump into the cave if you wanted to get good cover whenever you're getting attacked, or you can clamber out that way. Then that would mean that you wouldn't be tied down to exclusively hopping up this route. You could still hop up this route and go that way, but people won't be able to predict exactly if you're going to go that way or if you're going to run inside here and then route around and jump up that way. And now you're emerging on that side of the map without needing it, because you didn't have a jump up that direction, right? So if you don't have a jump up that direction to go this way, right, there's no way that direction out here, but you can go in and then come out right there. And then over here you can climb up the old-fashioned way, and then maybe choose a third route where the third you could have another cave going underground in one direction, possibly connecting into this spot or something. But you can decide where that goes, like where this that could, like, you could theoretically just have it come back out over here and then like have another bridge down low, or you could have it come out like in the back of the base, or you could have it come out inside there, or even like have a grav lift that launches it all the way up to the roof or something like that. Like you could go with it any route you want. Maybe circle it around this way and make it come out of a door underneath the bridge. I have no idea. You do have a lot of different options there. And then like the crevice would come all the way back here, so someone could be back here and fight someone that's standing in that door, right? If the door is angled just right, which it might need to be like more like this for this, but like someone could be back here and guard the door from all the way back here, and it gives you the ability to like use that cover to keep yourself safe and logical to guard against that spot. And then yeah, I think that's it was all coming from Aaron's diagonal idea, but I was just thinking that the straight diagonal I think wouldn't work with the way the map is mirrored. It would work really well from rotation. So if you want to do it in this version of the map and then make another one that's rotated to copy instead of mirroring it, then like the other one could have a diagonal like Liam, like I almost said Liam. Why did I almost call you? That's the name of my son, Aaron. Like Aaron was saying, going route that direction. Then you could do a version like that and do a version like this, and like if you fully made both of them and arted them as slightly different versions of the map, you could see which one people preferred to play on, and then figure out if you could get one of them into matchmaking. I think it'd be really cool. I don't know if you want to do all of that work though on two entirely separate maps. But yeah, if you did this and then you could mirror, this one could mirror over here and do sort of like a star crack kind of pattern coming from like a central part here, which might also like be related to this stone platform that's going across. I don't know. Anyway, yeah. Have we talked about your map too much? Is there too many, did we talk about too many ideas all at once and too much stuff? Do you remember everything? Have we gotten to the point where I've made it to where you don't remember everything anymore? Because that's a legitimate potential concern, that if we talk too much about it, we do lose that. But yeah, I forget what we were going to go to next. Also, is it not choppy anymore? Is the visual not choppy anymore? And also, is it still at 1080? It does still say 1080 for me, but yeah, not a bad idea really. I think straight through would look more natural. No, I will remember how. Cool. So, like, you can do this or scrap it. You don't have to go with this crevice or any of this thing I was saying. This would be one route you could take with the design. And what it would do is it would break this up The main thing is it would break this up to where you were saying you felt like it was too open. Like, I think the reason you were asking me if it has enough cover in the opening was because you were feeling all like it was too open. And after you said that, I was thinking, yeah, I was feeling like it might be a little too open. And I think this would solve that, but it's only one way to solve that. So you don't have to do this necessarily. It is still very choppy. Okay, well, that's unfortunate, but just bring it down to 2,000. Like bringing down the bit rate usually helps, but it must be a little hard to do. It might be a little tough to get it to fix right now or something. So to fix that, I'd have to like go down and like reboot my modem and my router. So I think I'm just gonna have to keep it choppy for the rest of the stream, unfortunately. So I hope it doesn't bother anyone too much. Let's see. I like how this how you've got like all this extra stuff out here that's like, it's just like eye candy around the corner. I like that a lot. And you've got the blocker probably to where grapple will stop you here and you won't be able to see around the corner anymore. Actually, if you get right here, you can see the edge of the world. You might need one more mountain back there or like a tree line or something like that. So if someone grapples over here just to see what happens, they'll bounce off this and they won't see and they'll see just a little more detail around the corner. It'd be perfect because this was really well done. Anyway, I forgot we were talking about going into a different map after this. What were we talking about earlier? I got so in the trenches, literally, with discussing this crevice idea that I forgot what we were saying I was going to do next. Like what I said I was going to hop into next. Aaron, if you're still here, you can let me know. Ah, yes, you are right. Ugh. This is all really cool. It is not version 1 anymore. It is probably version like 7 or something. 23. I saved it 23 times while we were in there. Well, 24 times, or 22 times, I guess. Let's see. I kind of want to hop in here and see if this was because of the system updating it and moving it to the front, or if it was because Ripshade went into the map, and see if he did anything. I showed y'all Brig already, yeah. Oh, this is Redacted. Oh, that's what it was. I was going to show you Redacted. PTSD machine. And, I mean, I could hop into a match in Redacted, but, because it's done. But it's, like, done for that art. We were literally up to the last minute. Check out Fortitude, has a Forerunner tunnel. Okay, yeah, that's right. I'll do that one next. Right. It got buried up there, but it didn't get buried down here, Blowback, so that's perfect. It still has the what do you call it? Kick chat. Still has you as the last person who said anything. Aaron said I'm here. Cool. I think there's a significant amount of lag, and also it's being choppy visually right now. So, I'm gonna show PTSD Machine Redacted real quick, and then I'll go check out Fortitude to see what that one was like. Yeah. I appreciate the help. Many good ideas from you and Aaron, and Photography gave good ideas too. Yeah. That was a cool little brainstorming session for sure. Oh no, the game just crashed. Oh no. Why did the game crash when we booted? Oh, is Redacted broken, or was my game needing to be oh wait, hold on. Wait. I'm gonna close Steam and reopen it, because that does sometimes cause a problem. Shutting down Steam. Okay. And then I'll reopen it, because before I go back into the game, I want to do that just to reconnect to the Steam server. Restart? Oh, reart. I thought you were saying restart, but dropped a few letters or something. My bad. For half a second, I thought you were saying to restart because of the technical issues. BRB? Okay, cool. Well, it'll take me a couple seconds to get into Redacted anyway, so let's see if it's gonna let us in now. Man, new season, guys. I'm back. I had to restart. Oh, you had to restart. Did you actually say? Were you saying reart or restart whenever you just now sent that? Because I thought you were saying restart, that you're telling me to restart because of the technical issues I was having and the fact that Halo Infinite crashed. And then I realized that it said reart, and I thought you were saying reart Redacted. So it was re-art. Okay, cool. Yeah. So I had sort of corrected myself probably while you were gone, I think. But then now I was just now thinking you were accidentally typoed restart into re-art. But anyway. Okay, so now it's at the top of the list with a new version, I believe. So I think it just did a crash save. Whenever it did just crash on the way into the map. So hopefully it crash saved in a way that fixed whatever bug it was. Like maybe it crashed and then it did some kind of change to the map that fixed a bug or something. It might have debugged something. I have no idea. I accidentally closed kick. My eyes. Which part is it? Is it the low graphics? Because yeah, it's I had to switch it down. I switched it down to 2000. It didn't actually change anything. I can bring it back up. Save blockout as copy. Yeah, there is a blockout. The old blockout is there, but I don't want to do that. Like I was saying earlier, I don't want to do that because I already have all of the bots set up. Weapon spawns are all set up. The blockout doesn't have the area with the reactor on it, so like we'd have to add that in. There's a whole bunch of stuff that we'd have to do. We have to reincorporate that. There's a lot of things we'd have to do. So we could do that and then like prefab all of the nodes for the bots and then just drop them straight in. We could prefab all the weapon spawn. The game just crashed again. Okay, so Redacted is crashing the game when I try to open it. That's concerning. That's very concerning. I'm going to bring the kilobits per second back up to 3,000 because it didn't change the choppiness of the video anyway. So let's see if that fixes it. But yeah. Man. Ripshade is live right now, and he's in Halo Infinite. Or at least my thing is saying that. Is he actually live? He is, and he's playing. I didn't realize you were live. You're muted because I'm also live, by the way. Alright, here we go. Is that Smallhala or Valhalla? Or Valhalla? I think he's in. Or what is it called? It's not called Valhalla, it's called something else. Anyway, let's go see. You returned, good. Do you want me to check on Xbox? Save blockout as copy. Yeah, see if it lets you in into a match on it. We've got a solid 5 stars, it looks like. But we didn't, you know, come close to winning that contest at the same time. I'm concerned about why it's doing that. Which of these were made today? These two were made today. Map updated. Was that an automatic update that they did? Was this the... Oh no, it says Ripshade. So Ripshade updated the map with something. I might have to try to open this one. I guarantee it's because of the budget. It might be, and I was about to go fix the budget while we were in there. Because honestly, the budget is significantly taken up by dynamic objects that are destructible that don't need to be set to destructible or dynamic. And I was going to turn them back into normal because they're like disappearing anyway. So yeah, not delete. I was just going to see. Let me see if any of these have. How do you revoke a session? I don't remember where the revoke session is. It might only pop up if there is the ability to do so, and it's not popping up. That might be why I don't know. I might have to go back to this one and see if I can open that one, but like these were both done just now. Which means I tried to open this version. Selected version. Let's try and go into that one. This is why I said do it from blockout, because you're going to have the region bots anyway with new geo. Oh no, I mean you're gonna have to regenerate the bot nav mesh, but the locations, like the bot nav markers that actually tell them where to go on the map for like the flow and the neighbors that you set up inside there and everything like that. That I wouldn't have to redo. That would just be floated up and place it back down to the ground so that it's not like inside the terrain. And that's what I want to keep. But I can, like I was saying, I could go into Redacted, like this version of Redacted, and prefab all of that and dump it into a blockout and keep that by doing that. And I could place some like random blocks to sort of, not, some like basic blocks to sort of simulate the reactor core area, and then make that into a prefab and dump it into the other version as well. So I could go back to the block out, and that probably would be the cleanest bet. So you're probably right. But anyway, by the way, you hear 343 is making collision optional in Season 5. It is. I did hear that. It's awesome. Cuts down the budget for out-of-map stuff. It also makes it to where if you put like rocks on the ground, or you make the ground look like it's made of stepping stones, you can make it to where those stones have no collision, and the ground they're clipping into, cool, that one loaded, the ground they're clipping into, you know, like if you just sort of like set the rock to sort of poke up out of the ground that already exists, you can make the stone itself have no collision, and then make it to where you're walking on the ground that's under the stone, and then that makes it to where you have a much smoother walking distance. Your grenades would sort of bounce through the objects, they just kind of collide through it, so you'd have to be really careful with that. But you can make like terrain like really flat, and like, or like objects really flat, and use them as like decals on the floor without it affecting any kind of like collision with the ground or anything like that. Like sometimes whenever you scale things in weird directions way too thin, or in weird ways, it can sometimes cause the collision box to break on the object in ways that ruins it, right? But if you can turn off collision, then you don't need to worry about that at all. You can put a bunch of rubble on the ground, make that not have an effect. You can put a bunch of snow on the ground and then have your feet sink into the snow, because like you can make the snow have no collision, and then make another snow object below that by like 1 or 2 world units lower, so your feet actually sink into the snow, where you would, instead of being 100%, and then like your grenades would like bounce sort of into the snow and sort of bounce off the ground, like, because they always bounce, you can't make it not bounce, but you basically can fall into the snow and be under the snow and then explode, and you can do all sorts of stuff like that. There's barely anything in the skybox. That's also why you get FPS drops, because there's loads of objects in one area. Oh, on Redacted? Let's see, right, and barely any budget when using those stepping stone things. Yeah, exactly. So this right here is where the FPS drops for anyone who's above 120. For some reason, when you get right here, sometimes it causes some weird FPS drop. And Ripshade did some update on the map, so that might have been him fixing this, but I don't know if he actually solved the problem or not. But everywhere else in the map doesn't have that, and if you're locked at 60 frames per second, look, nothing. There's literally not even like 1 frame drop. It's perfect. It's only, well, okay, there was a weird blip for a second. The top right corner, watch this. As I jump over here, it blips to 59 for like like 1 frame. It goes down to 59 instead of 60, which is an indicator that there's a problem at 120 frames, but it usually is 120 frames. Looks very plain. You're at 99%, but doesn't look detailed IMO. Let's see, and you can make snow drifts with traits to slow applied when walking in the deep snow. Exactly. Yes. Exactly. What about it looks plain? I don't know what you're talking about. I mean, I know that the concrete is intentionally designed to be a plain concrete. Like, this is supposed to be poured concrete. You can see the details up close. But the rest of this is definitely not plain. I mean, okay, this corner is very flat, and I think that if I replace this... Okay, I see what you mean. Corners are all sharp. That's what you really mean. I think that's the detail. I think I got it. Look at all the gray walls. Just looks like a Halo design set block. So no, I get what you mean. Solid color is not the problem. It's the shape. The shape is sharp corners. Now, if I could solve that. I don't know which folder I'm in. Let me go make sure I don't ruin. Okay, I'm just in layout. That's perfect. Just layout is fine. I could solve that with literally, for example, crates, like using one of these to curve a corner, or intentionally make it this sort of like not chopped, sort of beveled, but sort of like made to look a little rounded, and it creates the curves around the other edge. I could, like, for example, this right here is a really plain, just simple block, right? But that was because we were really strapped for time. I mean, what was it, 3 all-nighters? I don't remember anymore. I did like 3 nights in a row or something like that, where I just didn't get any sleep. Not in a row, but like back to back. I'm pretty sure. I don't even remember anymore. But anyway, the point is that if I do something like this here, suddenly the edge is softer, it's a little more clipped. I'm going to bring that back in a second, but like it's a little bit softer, it's a little bit more clipped, you know, the curvature. Maybe I would go with more of the bevel instead, but it makes the shadow hit different. If I bake this now, it'll look very different. But it's just that's a subtle change. And then a slightly more radical change while still maintaining it would be to use this crate, which has these stripes in it. And if I, for example, decided to, let me just do it 45 degrees. This way. If I did it this route instead of the other direction, then those would be lines going down it in a straight edge, and it would kind of give it like a different effect. So like there are definitely ways to sort of like take this and without changing much, change it a lot. Like take this look and make it look better. You see what I mean? Just a straight facelift of what we did do. And still maintain a better, and still make it look better. This is not going to look good because I did not properly scale it and everything. But like something like this where you could have like a bit of a groove in the detail work, and it would catch your eye because there'd be shadows in it. And obviously the texture's all wrong. But yeah, anyway, something like that would alone, just that alone, I'm not saying that's all we're going to do, but that alone would facelift what you're saying is like very plain walls. But yeah. Look at all the gray walls. Just looks like. See, Aaron, looks good to me. I want to see what you're making. If this is plain, whatever you come up with must be insane. Aaron is like a beast at art. Like he's just like he makes especially natural terrain. He's like a beast at artwork and stuff like that. You're dropping loads of frames on stream. Oh really? I don't know if it's just think the map looks off. Always have, even before it released. Yeah. You had like you wanted me to just straight up not do it anymore at one point. Let's see. Let me close this. Yeah, we got a lot of objects that are not in a folder for some reason. I don't remember doing this, but I must have given up on trying to sort things eventually and decided to just go from there. Oh man, it's like all of it. I guess we just never sorted this. Oh, oh no, these are just why are these like that? Oh, I just did it for something wrong. Okay, there we go. That's what I meant to do. Yeah, so there's a ton of objects not in there. Big Team Battle block out. Oh, we still is there anything in this? No, it's empty. Okay, thank God. If there was something in the Big Team Battle block out, that would have been Forerunner Crystal, Resonance Chamber, Forge Hub nonsense, glowing things, lighting, security switches. So I don't have this in a folder anywhere. This is just sitting inside here somewhere. Yeah, there it is. Okay, so it doesn't matter if I just copy this. So the problem here is that this is set to dynamic and needs to be static. Because this was supposed to be breakable, but what we didn't know is that after it breaks, here I'll just delete one and I'll show you. I'll show PTSD Machine because he's didn't know. Okay, so I'm just gonna break this. It looks really awesome. And look how the glass shatters. That was really cool. There's like the smoke that comes out. It's very convincing. It's gonna have to be like this though, where it's static, because you'll see this happen while I catch up on chat. I don't know. Just think. Let's see. I don't know. I just think the map looks off. Always have since before release. Just an idea that might not work, but the glass bottle in garbage is a curved plane. Might work. Oh yeah. For the part you were messing with crates with. Yeah. I see what you mean. You can quick close all folders by clicking right stick in case you didn't know. I did know that, and I was doing that thinking it would go away, but those were just all inside of the layout folder as just dumped in there. They're not, this map is not sorted, not organized at all, apparently. You can, let's see, I'm glad you didn't look in my folder in the blockout. You looked at no folders separating anything. Yeah, during blockout, that's the fastest way to do it. Don't do any folders. But eventually, you're gonna start. What I find is that after a while, I start just hovering around, just dead, just panning and just doing nothing the entire time whenever I'm looking at it. And then as soon as I sort my folders, that's it. Somehow that's enough. My mind clears, and then everything's organized into folders. Like there's this team versus that team, and now I can place down weapons and I can place down bot stuff. All the technical stuff feels way simpler and easier after that. Why is this not disappearing? So. Maybe it's because I'm in Forge, and this might have been what threw us off and why we were so confused. But in the actual custom games, this despawns. After you break it, it despawns. Even though it says despawn timer and abandoned disturbed are both off for despawn, it still despawns these. I don't know why. Maybe because they're destructible. Maybe I have to destroy the whole thing. Actually, let me try that. Let me just shatter all the glass. Really quick. That didn't do much. if I break every single bit of glass and then I watch it, will it despawn? The point is they just completely disappeared. And they're supposed to be something you can stand on top of, so them vanishing not only looks terrible, because now you've got floating freaking plants with just, with the thing that was supposed to contain the plant just disappeared, but also they're functionally gone and you can't stand on them anymore. Yeah, I was working on a zombie map that the players spawn in that destructible creature tank, kind of like waking from hypersleep into apocalypse. That's really cool. Try it at 720p. I did bring it down thinking that would work, but I'm also getting, did you see that packet loss on the top right corner of the screen? Unstable packet loss? That's not the map. I think my internet needs to be restarted. I wish I had done that before I started streaming, but that didn't occur to me. Okay, I don't know why this is not despawning. I guess it only does it in custom games. But these are like hard-coded to despawn themselves. And yeah, that was something that immediately after we released the map, we discovered that, and we were like, okay, well, if that's the case, then we've got to get rid of them, or we have to replace them with static versions. And static versions will also, and they're going to be easy to get them back anyway if I felt like it. But static versions will also significantly reduce the price because these are extremely expensive objects. Nope, that's not what I want to grab. Oh boy, is this the static one? Yes. Let me see. Find the dynamic. Oh, there it was. Dynamic one. Yeah, dynamic. Yes. Let's see. I didn't know they despawn. Could be a problem for my zombie thing. I mean, if it's just the entrance into the map, then it shouldn't be too big of a deal. Because, like, once they break it, they probably won't return. The only problem with it here was that it's part of the... Like, okay, if you're up here... Whoops, I'm outside of the map entirely. If you're up here, you're in an area that has the doors open and have these caution holograms and stuff like that. And, like, entrance... But yeah, caution, energy barriers, basically. It kind of makes more sense for this area to be traversable, I think, and only have up here be the caution area. I don't know why we did it this way exactly. Anyway, and then you've got to jump down, right? But then we wanted it to where this was a thing. But then this or a grapple shot or repulsor could get you up there. But this was not supposed to disappear on you to where you couldn't do that anymore. Vital part of the map, right? Let's see, didn't know that despawn could be oh, it is it's a vital part? Hey, Shifty Shredder, how's it going? Welcome. We are back in Redacted for a minute. So this is the pipey area that I was like, I had to build it out and figure out all these pieces to make it look good. And it's got these pipes that sort of go into here, and then it's got these pipes that are in this stuff, and then pipes that go that way. And then this box is supposed to be like attached to there and have the pipes continuing inside of it and sort of continue this way to there. But... if we just do what you figured out, we can go structures, bridges MP. This aesthetically matches our map pretty well. It doesn't, it's got some black on it, it's mostly gray, but this downstairs area, this lower area is not supposed to necessarily be exactly, you know, right. And we can change how this goes into it. Now, this one is not exactly fitting like I would like, but if I did it something like this, like I'll bring it up to a little higher so you can kind of see what I'm doing. If I cut it at that corner and then meet it at that corner, then I can have pipes going out this way and continue them into that kind of box in that machinery over there. And then the rest of these will just sort of like flow into the concrete, and then I can still have that box over there coming out of that side. And it's all one piece. The only downside is it's doing this over here, which means I'd have to probably scale it up or something like that, or change its scaling in some way to hide that inside the wall. But yeah, the other option is we actually leave this side how it is and we use this over here instead of this nonsense I did, because this box thing sort of simulates similar stuff, but it's not as interesting. But this side actually is the correct angle to make it just turn into that box and then hide that ramp inside of the staircase, right? Like, there's a ramp over there, we just hide the ramp inside the ramp, and then we just scale up the whole thing a little bit and put it to match there. We gotta go a little bit higher. There we go. And this would just utilize this pretty perfectly. Maybe center it, and then work out how to connect it over here after that. And then make this all, and then that gives me these deep deep crevices to put the flood guts inside of, right? Like I've got some deep grooves to really make the flood guts go down inside of it and look really good. And it puts it, it's actually lining up perfectly with the edge of the wall. Like, yeah, this is a really good one. And then where it would turn and it might not look as nice, I already had flood guts there. Yeah. Okay, what are you saying? Okay, hey, vital part of the map. Let's see. What's your budget on, even on this map? I'd say takes up 78% look-wise. This budget is currently, after having deleted those two objects, Forge Simulation is at 100%. No wonder it crashed. Well, we are probably over budget in some way that's going to cause this map to not load in the next after updates. It tends to cause problems like that. They might have already updated the map, and that's why it was crashing, and that's why I had to load an older version. These things I need to replace. I've been meaning to for a long time. They take up a huge amount of budget. Watch this. Oh, that was just 1%. It might be the other one. Ooh. I undo that. That was tough. So we got... Oh, wait. Now it's 99%. I undid that one, and now it's 99%. I don't understand. Delete that one. Immediately worth 1%. Okay, well, that's weird. Even the creators, I spoke to them, and they were like, yeah, those things are really expensive. You should probably have rebuilt your own. But anyway, I don't know why it's now at 99% instead of 100, but deleting this and putting it back and undoing it got rid of it. It's time for optimization prime. Yeah, so the reason this one is so expensive, right, is because it is actually highly detailed. Those are the only spots where it looks low detail. This is ridiculously detailed. This is very detailed. Possibly over detailed. Possibly like too much greeblies, you know what I mean? But also we have a whole bunch of lights. I used a lot of lights as like decoration. A lot of energy barriers, decals, things like that, which are actually a little bit higher budget sometimes. These used to be dynamic objects, but I definitely downgraded those eventually. Let's see, we have like a lot of emissive objects and things like that. Let's see, there's a water effect with the first water plane that they added, right whenever they added that. There's a bunch of stuff like this where like we could have made this a solid wall, but we added a bunch of additional... Oh, we never fixed that. Man, we were really strapped for time at the time. Anyway, the detail work inside there is not strictly necessary. I think like a rock or a panel there could have easily blocked that off. It's not strictly necessary to have this entire tunnel underneath there be fully detailed out, right? But we put glass there and did that anyway. Glass here looks down at those objects. Those objects are not strictly necessary. Another thing that you may not notice is that this is still still fully intact. All these forge objects, all these objects down here that are like, you know, Forerunner objects, not really necessary. Not going to get you a whole lot of percentage back, but we only really need this top portion. But I kept all of it because we were planning on going to the Big Team Battle version eventually, and we didn't really need to downgrade the versions yet. You know what I mean? But time to optimization, yeah. Structure take up insane amount of budget. Yeah. Structures? Yes, they do. Structures take up a lot of budget. You'd be surprised how much stuff in the Structures tab takes up. Oh, yeah, I know. And on top of that, and so we got a lot of ramps, actually. No, that's true. These are all structural objects. Every single one of these staircases is a structured object. We've got a lot of light objects, a lot of which are actually lights. They're not just the non-lights versions, and then we dummied in a light. Like, these are actual lights that are contributing to the light of this room. And I didn't have to place other lights because I used them, but that is still 3 lights that are contributing. What's going to be really cool is I'm going to spawn in AI up here now of Marines just wandering around instead of, you know what I mean? Like, I can actually put Marines up there with the AI and set them and script them to be set to just stand around and wander around inside that room. So they'll actually be moving. No wonder you're at max budget. You'd be surprised how much stuff in the structure tab. Yeah, so there's a lot of stuff that plays a part. A lot of detail work, like angled glass. Instead of putting a big flat panel here, we made it go around the hex or an octagon. We got a lot of like decals inside of our holograms, inside of our energy barrier doors to detail that out. Honestly, inside here could probably be cheaper, but I was trying to keep, and like this is a structural object, or it's a ring. These global budget limit reached. What do you call it? Not the structural objects, but the primitives also cost a lot for what they are. And these are these are quarter ring UNSC, what do you call it, primitives. And the reason the primitives are so expensive is that they're the kinds that stretch the way that they do, right? So like this, they scale different. Like I'll just copy the scale here, and just to point to this out. I know Aaron already knows immediately what I'm talking about, but the fact that it scales this way means it's a special kind of object that has multiple objects sort of inside of it, so it knows how to which parts, or well, it has sectors applied inside of it that knows which parts to scale and in which way. I don't think you used to be able to go this thin. Is this new? Did they decide to allow you to go thinner? I could have sworn it used to stop at like right there. Like I had it at the minimum, I thought. Yeah, 1.5, look at that. Anyway, actually instead of a reart, just rework the entire thing, alter layout to play better with more space. I mean, no, I've played all this so many times because I really do love this layout. I think that the reason that I took this up whenever Ripshade asked me, at the time Ripshade was just some rando on the internet to me, asking me, hey, do you want to art my map, right? And then I was like, I've got a lot of my own maps. I didn't say this. I was just thinking, I've got a lot of my own maps. I probably don't have time to art some other person's map on the internet, but I'll take a look at it. So I said, just go ahead and send it to me. I'll take a look at it on stream, and even if I don't, then I'll just at least show it off and see if I can get somebody else to art it by showing them and what it looks like. And we did that, and I got into it, and I actually loved it so much that I want to do it. Definitely think it's too small for 4v4. I don't think this is too small for 4v4 at all. Maybe this area needs to be more utilized somehow, because maybe it feels like you're only over here too much. But I feel like this is a really tight, like, lockout. Like, lockout on Halo 2 was small. It would be even smaller for Halo 4's gameplay. But this feels like as tight as Halo 4, as Halo 2's lockout back on Halo 2. You know what I mean? I'm in Redacted, and Ripshade is over here playing on my Waterworks map. Look at that. He's in playlists playing on my map, and I'm over here in his map. But I mean, I know I already did this, but that's the point. I still think of it as his map. But the point is, oh, these are still dynamic objects, and I still have two of them. No, I didn't. I don't have two of them on top of each other, but it's still set to dynamic. It doesn't need to be. I was gonna make that a switch that was gonna open and close a door here at one point. Maybe there's two over here. No. At one point there was the access open version, and then there's the red one, and I was gonna have them swap out and open and close a door here. You're gonna interact with it, but we opted not to do that after a while. I could do things like this is dynamic. No, this is phased. Hold on. Is this one dynamic? Yeah, this one's dynamic, and it's destructible. This is dynamic and destructible. A lot of these things I don't need to be destructible, but I made them destructible because I liked the idea of throwing a grenade back here and everything explodes. You know what I mean? Like, I just thought that was a really cool. This is a station, a workstation. It's not dynamic. It's not destructible at all. These are all still dynamic objects. These door frames, because it was going to open up to the space, to the big team battle section. So, yeah, those are still dynamic objects that can be reduce the budget. Electricity. Let's see. If I switch this to static, is it going to change? Yeah. Oh no. Alright, this is on dynamic. I think I need to change it to the correct size now. Yeah. Uh-oh. Dang. Oh wait, this is right. Okay, I thought it was supposed to go all the way to the ground. I thought that stopping there was a problem. But no, there's a different piece down here. See, this piece is a different piece. It was going to go down while these went to the side. And these big old frame pieces also went to the side, into the walls to the side. It was going to open up and make it big team battle map from a 4v4 map. And they're all still dynamic objects. And this one's still a big old prefab. So I think that I need to change these to dynamic, to not be dynamic before season. Honestly, I gotta do this now. Like, we really do have to. What is the dimensions here? 12 by 32 by 2. I am going to do... I can't. Object limit is reached. Alright, I'll get the other one's size. I'll get this one's size is 16 by 32 by 2. Which may not actually be in that order. 16 by 32 by 2. It is not in that order at all. I hate that they're not exactly in a set order. 32. Nope, that's not right. So this is the one that's supposed to be 2. And this one's supposed to be 32? 32? Yeah. And this one's supposed to be 16? There. Good. Okay. So it's 2 by 16 by 32. Okay, cool. And I can also replace these with a completely different door, and it would be way cheaper. These don't change size at all because they only have the one set size. This is also 16 by 32 by 2, but it's on its side, which means I'm going to completely rediscover. Still probably 2 here. This would be 32. Is that correct? No, I think I just have this thing rotated differently, so it's probably the same. 32? Yeah, there we go. Okay, so now this is all, static objects. Let's see how that affects my budget. Still at 100% forged simulation memory. Alright, something's going wrong. Definitely think it's too small for a 44. I have no idea what's going wrong with this map and why it's so freaking expensive. Maybe we were actually taking advantage of a bug we weren't aware of. Where we were able to go over the budget. By 32. Or it is also equally possible that these changes are actually making a difference, but because it's already saying 100%, it's refusing to go lower until I save and close the map and reopen it. That would also make a lot of sense. How many decals do you have out? A lot of them. Actually, how many decals do you have out? I have a ton of them. Is there a bug for that? Is there an issue? 16 by 32. I can rebuild this into a dynamic one really easily. That's why. Is there a bug for decals that's causing that problem? Let's see. There's a bug with decals and budget. Okay. Is it causing an illusion of budget, or is it that we are over budget because the decals weren't counting correctly? Because as you can see, we have a lot of decals all over the map, frequently used in conjunction with other decals. We're using them everywhere. We're using them to make this glass yellow, for example. We're using them for every single hologram door that we have them set up in. All of these, which are double-sided and have a ton on one side and one on the other. Yeah. Been a known bug since Season 4 launch. I probably just didn't know about it or forgot about it. I probably did just forget about it, actually. There's a... Okay, cool. That's just pink because I'm in Forge. These buildings are actually pretty expensive, too, by the way. They're very highly detailed. That's probably part of the budget issue. We also have a lot going on up here. There's an interior up here complete with people, so their shadows would show up behind the light. So that whenever you look up there, you'd see people standing. If you look up there like this, you'd see people standing up there. Let's see. Oh man, there's that thing. I forgot all about that. What is this caused by specifically? Are the two objects inside of each other? Does one of them need to go, or does one of them just need to be moved? Okay, so it looks like it needs to go on the y-axis. Like there? Nope, wrong direction. Oh, that's size. Whoops. Let's see, on the y-axis to 8 probably to go away from the center. Nope, it was to go down, never mind. Go down to 6. There we go. And then on the x-axis, it needs to go 4? There. Nope. It's supposed to be... I don't think it's supposed to be black here. Wait a minute. What is the other piece here? I'm moving the concrete. I was thinking I was moving the black thing on the inside. Is the black thing on the inside one big piece? Yeah, it is. That's right, and it's the floor up top. Okay, so I can't really move that. And then this piece wants to move on down to 6. Yeah, there we go. Now it's concrete. There we go. That fixed that little stutter issue that we had there. Much nicer. Okay, anyway. Lots of optimizations to make when you redo this. Yeah, I know. But let's see. Okay, I got to go to do important stuffs and be a functioning member of society. Was fun, and thanks for the help. Catch you next time. That sounds good. All right, PTSD machine. You're heading out. That sounds good. I am, by the way, I was reading what he was saying. I was not saying that myself. I don't need to go be a functional part of society. No. Let's see. There's a lot of stuff that needs to be optimized here for sure. This I love a lot. I'd probably need to change it a bit. Let's see. The flood stuff is really interesting, but needs to be tweaked. We got some dripping goo in here, which is cool. Still have a lot of dynamic stuff, like this stuff. It's all destructible. I could literally make everything that's destructible in this thing not destructible, and it would be just as good of a map, you know what I mean? Like, it'd immediately clean up the gameplay while simultaneously making the map feel better. Do we have more than one Steam here, or do I have one that's scaled? I think I used to have... Yeah, that's right. They added this scalable effects, and that was the first thing I did was I came into this map and I scaled this up. So we didn't have to have 4, because we used to have 4 of them there, and that was really expensive. But yeah. So this space version of this one, I still think it's easier to do from block out. For the stone structure, I'm absolutely going to do that. Yeah, I think you're right. I'm going to grab all these, like, oh, that's a nav seed point. That's not what I want. These right here. I forget what they're called. These nav markers. That's what they're called, markers. The nav markers for the bots, I'm just going to go to the folder of them. I don't have a folder. I'm going to do this. And I'm going to say select all. And that's going to select 62 of them. And I'm going to come back here. And I'm going to say, I'm going to find one of them. Right? If I can just find literally any of them, that would be great. It might be in a folder. These might be in a folder at the very bottom, for all I know. Let me just collapse all. Gameplay? Do I have bot nav mesh? Oh, okay, cool. These are in here. I'm basically just going to copy everything that's inside this nav mesh and turn it into a prefab and put it into another one that is the blockout, and then that'll retain all of that work. Because I could, like, delete this one. It wouldn't be a problem if I decide to cut out the stuff that's up top. But, like, you know, I could keep this, and then that one, and then this jump path is preserved, and I don't have to redo that. But the rest of this I could do from blockout. Like, I'd probably grab everything from the bot section, because these jump downs would still exist if we go to the blockout. Well, this one may not, because this area might not have existed in the blockout yet. It wasn't until I started arting it. But I could go all the way back and find a really old save of the map, or something to that effect, and do that for sure. Oh, there's a lot of, like, also, like, effects of, like, bugs inside of here, which are, like, the detail is in the, like, there's a lot of detail in this map. It's just hidden into, like, where you have to, like, look for a second. You have to actually, like, study it, and you start seeing, like, bugs flying around inside the little, you know, like little butterfly. Little bugs flying around. You'll see all the fruit and vegetables and all that kind of stuff. The flood guts are all, like, super detailed, and they've got, like, the dripping juice. So there's a lot of detail. It's just sort of, like, hidden in plain sight. Let's see. I mean, some paths on the new one could have different areas. You may want to pour light through that with light shafts, or just different skybox art in areas. Exactly. I think this space one we're just going to re-up from here. Here's another thing. I could just cut these. These were a cool idea-ish, but they're not entirely necessary. They're not even in the slightest bit necessary to have these. They're sort of just supposed to make the map look like it was under construction, like they were, you know, they were repairing it. And that was supposed to be part of, like, the visual storytelling of what was going on here. But, and it does do that, but it doesn't do it, like, especially well. And on top of that, it's kind of, like, not necessary in the slightest. And it's a lot of extra budget for little to no reason because of that. And the guys just confused people. Like, the people in them, I feel like there were people who were saying that they just shot at them, and then they realized that they weren't players. And they were like, why are these people up here? But yeah, let's see. And also, they're not wearing space helmets or anything like that, so, like, why are they out in the vacuum of space? It just doesn't make any sense. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to If I can find them. There they are. I'm going to right click. I'm going to say place an empty subfolder. So I have all of them in one place. I'm going to prefab them. And then I'm going to save the prefab off. And I'm going to put a Z because I don't want this getting into my main stuff. We're going to do lowercase z. Hey, Ripshade, how's it going? Did you just end your stream and come over here? Or did you, or are you just hanging out? Ripshade, this map's getting overhauled. It's time I have spoken. Yeah. What's up, man? Nice seeing you go through the map. Yeah, exactly. Also, don't bother using player blockers for containment on maps. Use team blockers or neutral. Yeah, probably. Nope, I'm still live. Nice. Okay. Well, yeah, so I was showing it off to PTSD Machine. We were looking at his block out, and then we were talking about, Aaron and I were talking about Redacted at the time. Z, I'm going to say Z9. That'll put it, no, I'll just put Z. Let's see, Marines on lifts. There we go. Because I'm getting rid of these. We're looking at our budget. Apparently the budget tracking has changed since we last looked at this. Oh, finally, it's below 100%. Look at that. Nope, still look at A. Team blockers are neutral block both players and vehicles, but not projectiles. Yeah, that's true. Are these are just player blockers? We don't have any vehicles, so it doesn't really matter right now, but you're right. If we were gonna go, if we were gonna do like a big team battle version of this, then we definitely would have wanted something to have our thing, like we were talking about doing for so long. I think, see, so Ripshade, what I did was I turned these are no longer destructible, so they won't disappear on us. I'm considering other things that should be no longer destructible. Like, I could make these no longer destructible because they also just completely vanish, I think. The, it takes a couple seconds, but they do just completely vanish after they break. So I think, did that? Okay, yeah, no, they stay in the same place, good. This one is another one, static. I don't know if their computer screens will turn on now. It's kind of dope, but it's kind of lame, I mean. It's kind of dumb, I mean. Let's see, team blockers on neutral blockers, both players. Let's see, player blockers don't block grapples, so pretty sure you can sky grapple your ceiling. Oh, really? Hey, I'm making a small firefight map for the upcoming update. Any tips? It's a 2-player sized map, and I'm new to making maps. Let's see, with firefight. Since firefight was never an option in previous games, now that I think about it, I've never made a firefight map, just like no one else ever has. So that's kind of interesting. But as far as advice would be concerned, think in, I guess what I would do is think in terms of like a lot of multiplayer maps, right? If you've got your head already good, you know, well established, man, this bumpiness is going to be a lot cleaned up whenever we can turn off collision. Anyway, like you're thinking of terms of like flow of where you're going to move. Firefight is often the opposite, and it's about where you're going to hunker down and hold position, and then you're going to jump out and break that sort of quarantine. Like you're almost like in a phalanx, and every now and then you break phalanx and move out, like in the movie The 300, and like just wipe out a whole bunch of people and then move back into your phalanx, right? It's kind of how Big Team Battle, or maybe not Big Team Battle, yeah, firefight. I couldn't think of the word. Firefight kind of works, right? So I would say make sure to pivot how you're thinking in that way, because unless you want to make some kind of firefight map that's more unique than anything they've ever made before, where like it's a loop maybe, so you go around a donut, just constantly moving forward through the enemy in some way. Test your ceiling. Yeah, I'll do that. Let's see. Where is the grapple shot on this map? Oh man, he's gone? He's gone. Oh, you need a gun? What? Oh, him? Oh, okay. He needs a gun? Are you looking for your Master Chief Toys gun? Ah. I don't know where it is, buddy. You might need to go look around to see if you can find it. Where is it? There it is. There's a grapple shot. Took me a minute. Okay, so you're saying that there's a chance. Oh, not quite far enough. Or close enough, rather. Alright, let's see. Oh, I hit something. definitely hit something. No, I definitely just hit something. Yeah, I'm hitting some kind of ceiling. Some kind of invisible ceiling. So kind of flowing from deep cover to open and back, probably in a cycle. Also, little dude's adorable. Yeah. Yeah, basically that's what I'm thinking. Like, you're hopping out from behind cover and like engaging them to wipe out a whole squad because they had you pinned down and you've got like a shotgun. So you jump out and you wipe them all out and then you jump back behind cover or whatever, you know, and reload and stuff like that. Because there's a lot more enemies to shoot at. And you've got to whittle, you know, and stuff like that. And you got to whittle down their shields and all that kind of stuff. You run out of ammo a lot faster in firefight, and you have to like conserve it a little more. And you got to like jump back behind cover to reload because there's more people shooting at you from different angles, and they're all being dumb and just standing out in the open and shooting at you from all angles. You know what I mean? So it's a little bit, yeah. It's just it's a whole thing like that. So if you think in terms of that, I think that that's that's how I'm planning to think in terms of if I do you know, a firefight map. What was that? Was there a oh, it's a mirror. It's so shiny. Gotcha. So there's also like a lot of reflection volumes in here. I'm not sure. I still am wondering how our budget is so high on this map. But at least it's 99 and not 100 anymore. But that is really close, and I think that we actually need to make a version of this map that we like delete a bunch of stuff on to make sure stuff that might be easy to replace or something like that, so that we can be 100% certain that the new update doesn't break it. Because whenever you're this close to the budget maximum, your map might be completely broken after an update like what we're about to get with Season 5, and that is no good. I think I replaced... Yeah, this is all one extra large effect. That's not... Yeah, there's two effects, rather. It's a swirling galaxy and then one of the mist, the crawling mist. Oh, these are dynamic objects and they don't need to be anymore. No, they're not. I already switched them to static. Good. These are dynamic and they cannot be... We can stop having those break. In fact, all these dynamic objects in the middle might be related to why it breaks. This one's dynamic and it does, and it's actually scripted. Watch. Let's see. Since you want Delta Halo-esque buildings, the sun will be out, so that will improve player visibility. Yeah. So the warning sign is flashing, and it's supposed to make you go, "Oh shoot, what is that related to?" and potentially realize that you're standing on top of a Forerunner artifact. Specifically, that's a slip space drive. Forerunner slip space drive. This is all wired into. I was hoping the wires would sort of guide your eye down and make you realize that what you're above, and see it through the glass. You know what I mean? But like I was saying before, I already prefabbed this whole thing, so like I can keep the prefabs and delete the stuff that's down here because this isn't a big team battle map, and it doesn't scale itself up to a big team battle map. I was really hoping to do that, but then to do the amount of detail that we really wanted in the map, we had to go away from being a big team battle map. But like this can all be deleted. This is probably not visible from above. I don't think so. Yeah, that thing was just the column in the middle. Let's see. That's important. I'm wondering if these are important up top. Let me see what they look, if they're visible up top or not. Let's see. Oh, they might be that. No, that's a different one. Yeah. Hold on. Let's see if they're even visible. I don't see any difference. Definitely don't see a difference. But it might be different down here. You can't see past the bridge anyway. Not from up here. And not even if like somehow you manage to fall down here. Yeah. So that's pretty clean. This has two bridges? Why is this two objects? That could have just been one. Anyway. Let's see. I would also say do warm lighting with more shots of the skybox. Yeah, I would say so too. I think that's a good idea. Let's see, this is actually part of the structure that goes all the way to the top, so that one's got to stay. This piece also is visible from the top, definitely got to stay. This piece is visible from the top, got to stay. I did actually a really good job making this thing efficient to where all of the objects were like they went all the way up the thing and did something at each height, except for those ones I just deleted. This is weirdly lower than the others. I didn't know this trick before, so there you go. Now they're lined up. That's interesting. Okay, so there's also a whole bunch of like lights. That's a weird bleeding light. I don't even know where that's from. Got cracks in our glass. Let's see. And if you're doing vines and stuff, don't bother using ivy. Use the silver weed or maybe saplings instead for more consistent green foliage. Makes sense. Yeah, because the ivy is very, very, very extra green. Let's see. Consider that it had ammo boxes, but a limited amount of them. Reach had an infinite ammo box, so I think placing the ammo boxes at spawn and some at where the AI come from gives risk versus reward. Yeah, no, that makes sense. Yeah, okay, yeah. Weird. Yeah, it's those are some good ideas. I don't know what else to do to this thing to get it to a lower vol. I really like Aaron is saying. I'm a little stumped actually about where all this is and why it's not going down lower as quickly. I've deleted many things, and I feel like it should have gone down to like 87. Oh, okay. My phone's in my pocket. Do you need it? Okay. And I'm not entirely certain where all the budget is either. Honestly, these could have been one giant panel. Probably, but yeah. Let's see, unprefab stuff that may help. Oh, that's true too. Like this is a prefab, but it's also hideously like expensive. I feel like I need to put stuff into folders. I'm gonna put all three of the. Oh, I can't do that. That's not gonna work. There's too many objects in them. I need to find these and put them all into a folder. So whenever I unprefab them, they're not like they're easier to find and not as big of a mess. You know what I mean? So I can turn them off and turn them back on. I hope they just add an Oni emblem, though. If they add an Oni symbol to Forge in this next season, then I won't need this at all. Oh, come on. Where is this thing? Did I go past it? You know what? It'll be a lot easier to find if I unprefab it, and then I find one of its pieces, or any of its pieces, and then I put them into a folder. Come on. Are they not in this folder at all? Is that why? Were they already in their own folder? Like, what's going on here? Let's see. Security switches. Lighting, glowing things, Forge Hub nonsense. Elevator, Big Team Battle. Where did I put this? Where are they?
What's going down, Bubble Clown?
Hey, Ripshade just hosted. How's it going? Welcome, everybody. I'm working on Ripshade in my map that we were working on a while back. I can't seem to... I don't even know why I have that. Can't seem to find these objects right now. Let's see. Blockers? No, where the heck? Like, this was a prefab. I just broke it open, and I can't find any of the objects that are in it to try and put it into a folder. I don't want it to be a prefab. I wanted to put it into a smaller folder, but yeah. Hey, welcome. Jesus. I cannot find it anywhere. In modes, maybe? Maybe it got somehow put into something it's not supposed to be in? Bots is a big folder. Nope. What the hell? But yeah, how's it going? I'm trying to get our budget down in this map because the new season might potentially change how budget is calculated and might break the map to where we can't open it ever again. And that would be a problem. And other things like that can happen. Like, there are lots of things that can happen whenever a new season comes out. Mainly because we're dealing with a game development tool, right? If you were trying to make a Unity engine, you also would not want to update whenever. That's why you don't have to update a Unity engine, or Unreal Engine. You can like stay with your old version. Yeah, I seriously do not see this thing anywhere. Not a single one of its objects. I've looped through the entire thing and nothing is selected. This is the weirdest thing, and I'm beginning to think this is what's breaking our budget. Like, this prefab came from someone else made this prefab, and it might be built in a way that's breaking the budget. Let's see. You're saying, wait, what? Yeah, so it's not necessarily going to happen, but there is a chance whenever like a tool like Unity or Unreal Engine, it gets updated, they'll introduce something that will break a previously developed game that's in. Oh, here it is, finally. Okay, place an empty subfolder. It'll break a previously established previous version, like game that's being made in it. Eventually. How much budget do you get back from deleting all symbols? I don't know. Let's see. Oni. Wait, that's uppercase. Oni emblems. Let's do that. And then that way I can then grab this one and this one. I think I got back 1% whenever I deleted each of them earlier. And we've got 3 of them. So it'd just be like 3%. Which is a lot, by the way. You know, it takes a lot of objects to hit 3% like that. But we definitely don't need to mark the buildings as Oni. We can also just make a copy, though, Ripshade. We could make a copy of the map and delete a bunch of stuff, and make that copy be like ready to be a backup. Because then we have a copy that has some stuff missing, but at least we can update the map and like do the graphical overhaul and stuff like that we wanted to do. But if we go in and even if we end up losing the whole map, that's way worse, right? So like, I think it's still a good idea to make a copy of the map. I'm gonna do the same thing with Waterworks because it's so close to 100%. It's not actually 100%, but so that's 3% saved already. Yeah, I just stuck them into a folder. I didn't actually delete them yet, but I could. I think I'm gonna make a copy of the map and do that though. And just do that in the copy. Ungroup. They're all in the folder now, so I can ungroup them all now, and it'll work just fine. But yeah, like you were saying, prefabs take up a little bit of extra budget beyond what the objects that build them. They're slightly larger than the sum of their parts, as they say. Let's see, in terms of map settings/theme. Oh wait, what are you saying? I was missing the YouTuber. Ah, sorry. I was missing a YouTube viewer because I was looking only down here at Kick. Wait, what? Let's see, how many objects? Let's see. If you had to make a firefight map, what settings would you put it on? I would say, oh, right, we were talking earlier. I just missed these newer messages from you. Like as far, like settings, what do you mean? And they certainly won't be Oni if you're doing Delta Halo, so that's 3% saved already. Terms of map setting/theme. Oh, setting, not settings. I see. I put an S at the end that wasn't there. Don't need to do weird fog and stuff under the map, which probably takes 1% itself. Oh, I bet this area down below takes more than 1%. This is probably like 2% for the whole area. There's some emissive objects, a whole bunch of other objects, some effects, and some other stuff that was just to justify the area. You know what I mean? Structurally and stuff like that. So yeah, I bet that. So we were talking actually, Ripshade, if you're still here, what Aaron and I have been talking about is the fact that we were thinking about, like you and I were talking about already, is making a second version of this. That we would do in the Halo 2 sort of ruined structure aesthetic, and the reason being because this is like one of the critiques that we got from the thing. I can actually explain it and show you. Let's see. Don't need to do. Aaron wanting to get this map fixed is the world ending, right? So some of the criticisms we got, yeah, the whole map bugs me. The criticisms we got were largely, one of them, for example, is right here. I could read them to you guys, actually, even. I could pull them up. Oh, that's the drawing from earlier. What was that older MOBA game called that you had referenced? And then he sent this. I had this in my brain as a pseudo 2-lane map. Oh, this isn't MOBA chat. Might be. Oh, okay. Anyway, so Ripshade and I'm going to go into a direct message with Ripshade. I don't remember when he sent the criticism, and then we started talking about it, but he sent me... Oh, here it is. Much of the structure is maze-like, very intricate, lacks a necessary simplicity. So the intricate structural shape of this is it's sort of like you said, very maze-like. It's part of one of the strengths. Like every single one of these rooms is made up of very deliberate angles. So I actually disagree that that's a problem. The problem is we went with a visual style that's very noisy, especially with different colors and stuff like that. And ultimately, and even like changed up the graphical, like this should make it easier to navigate because there are rooms that look completely different, but they look so completely different, it's possibly jarring to where it feels like I'm in a totally different building. And then the fact that I go in here and then it feels, it might be that they're having trouble, like they might have been saying they're having trouble with navigating because they feel like it's too different, can cause the opposite effect of being different to where you know where you are, and could make it to where it's like I don't even know where I am now because I feel like I've just entered into a totally different universe. You know what I mean? And so that could theoretically be playing a role in making it feel more maze-like, even though the purpose was to make it look, it was to make it where it was easier to know where you are, to sort of intuitively know where in the map you are. Which I don't know if that's the case, but it might be a backfire that's going on. You know what I mean? Like this room being so different in style, not just the fact that it's not infested by the flood. You know what I mean? And so we went with the flood infested side, which could have just been an older looking version of that, but we ended up going with a very UNSC industrial look that was flood infested because it was before it got cleaned up like this side, right? Anyway, the point is, that was the first thing. Take some study to read the basic pathing / routes intended by the authors. Yeah, I agree that it is a skill required map. This is more of a competitive map, and that's not actually normally my thing either. Some Z fighting on that left, great, going diagonal. Left, great, going diagonal. Left, great, going diagonal. I move so fast through the map whenever you're typing that up, and then the stream is delayed between me and you, so I'm not sure when you said that. Also, here's a thing. I'm not sure which part you meant. Did you mean one of these? One of these diagonal grates, or did you mean a different diagonal grate? I will just wait until you reply, or otherwise. Anyway, Aaron said also here's the thing. Anyway, many low-scale line of sight lanes. This causes open-ended engagements that lack structure expected in flank, escape, recharge, Halo philosophy. I also completely disagree with that one. I think there are plenty of places you can escape from. But again, that boils down to they didn't know that they could like just do that. You know what I mean? Like they don't know the map well enough to know they could just that dropping down is the escape. You know what I mean? Like they didn't. I think that I think they didn't have enough time with the map because it was a contest. Before they were going to give this, and they had over 100 people. They're still judging that. That was Treadstone. Like they're still judging that to this day with the people. They delayed it because of the season, and like yeah. So I also disagree with that. I think that both of those critiques, the maze-like structure, takes time to study. Major routes to power weapons do not contain hard paths. Some are jump up, some are jump over death pits, but almost none are hard paths. I skipped that one by accident. Anyway, the many low-scale line-of-sight lanes, this causes open-ended engagement that lacks structure expected. I think all of that is, let's see, that's nuts. They are still judging it. Right, I know, right? And so the fact that they're still judging it means that this entire thing is going to be like, this is all like really snap. I assume they played a match on this map with like each game mode, and that's about it, probably. And that's not enough to learn the map. You and I know the map because you built the layout and I built the art, so I know every inch of the map too, even though I didn't build the layout originally. And like this area we built together. But yeah. Anyway, the point is that we know it like the back of our hands, so we're like freaking pro players jumping into this. That one of the metal grate that had the pipe in it. Okay. So one of these two had a Z fighting, you're saying. I did not notice, but if it did, it probably wasn't there originally. And probably happened as a result. Ah, is it that? Is that what you're talking about? That weird popping up there? What is that? Is there more than... Oh, we had two of the same object there! Oh my god. Okay, well, that's fixed. Was that the Z fighting, you think? Or was it a different spot? We don't have two of them over here. That's probably part of me, like, trying to use that as a snapping tool, that object. Yeah, I think it's cleaner now. But yeah, okay. We'll scroll up. Okay, yeah, I've definitely missed some stuff because I was... Also, here's the thing. Since this was originally for ranked settings in a contest that now doesn't exist anymore, you can make it for social. Exactly. We also rushed this map like crazy. We did I had to go overnight several times. That's nuts. They're still judging it. Any new map is going to take a minute to understand it. Exactly. It's because they hired official HCS casters to judge, which backfired since they are all busy. Yeah, exactly. We'll scroll up. I think it might be important to just toss in some players who know nothing of the map. And yeah, it was the issue. Okay, cool. That was the issue. Okay, so basically what we were, yeah, no. So these things are, I think they just didn't know the map well enough. They had no idea what the map was like, and they went into it expecting to understand it at a glance. And that was not exactly the purpose of the map in the first place. You know what I mean? Like, it was intended to be a heavy skill map, but that's what Ripshade was going for. Let's see. Originally, and then the art, I maybe overcomplicated the art visual design, but anyway, let's see. This map expects a certain knowledge of the player and does not accommodate basic readability and understanding for bronze players that I expect to find in A+ maps. Yeah, that's, again, the same thing. They basically gave the same feedback 4 times at the beginning. Overall, I see some really good sandbox and blockout ideas, symmetrical, mid-control, sandbox power-ups. See, we're getting to the good stuff about the map. But yeah, they're not all hate. But anyway, but most of this is the critiques. This is specifically supposed to be a list of the critiques of the problems. Let's see. Floating decals are really off-putting. I don't know about that. I really like the floating decals. I think the caution, hazard. Maybe the energy barriers are too energetic, like they're too high of like too visible, or something like that. But like seeing entrance on an energy barrier that you walk through doesn't seem a problem at all to me. Like maybe shooting someone through there and trying to headshot may be a problem. I don't know. But I don't think that's a problem at all. Maybe here, where it's much more prominently in the middle of your screen. Over here, you got exit, you got security, clearance, all that kind of stuff. So maybe there's some areas that could be a problem, but I don't think so. I like them too. Yeah, animate or something. It's called. Oh wait, what are you saying? Okay, if you're doing Delta Halo-esque template style, then Unique has a 2v2 map with that type of theme you can run around on. Oh, to learn like how what pieces he used in certain ways. That would be cool. And then I could like adapt and evolve on that. I can develop from there. It would be cool to have grassy/rock areas since it will be like Sanctuary from Halo 2. I agree. That would be really cool. And like trees or something. That would be cool. Let's see. Found soft kill boundaries not a hard stance, but it's against the official 343 Forge checklist. That was, yeah, I warned them about that in the description of the map because I knew that was a thing. They said it's not a hard stance, but they do... Oh, that was wrong. But they didn't like that we put this in a little bit, and I think it's really cool. You can traverse the map outside, you have a countdown timer, and then you got to get back into the map. I think it's a really cool mechanic the way we built it into the map, and I do think, like earlier I was thinking, like, why didn't we make this area considered inside the map, inside the base, and make it safe? I don't know. It maybe would make more sense to make this a safe area. So I think we're probably going to do that as we update this version of the map, and then we'll make the ruined Delta Halo style version a separate blockout. I don't know, but that's what I was thinking. By the way, Ripshade, that's a thing that I think we should do, is turn this into part of the actual safe interior zone. And then so you could grapple shot up here, for example. We might even like build it in with like a grav lift or something. I don't know, but yeah, that's why I said it, Aaron. Let's see. Well, Sanctuary itself is Delta Halo. Yeah. And let's see. What was the next one? Art detailing mostly doesn't make logical sense. Pipes that lead to nothing or don't seem to have functional/purpose. Floating in space and a lot of plant matter/life/roots color theming is also generally lacking. Some rooms are polished and white and others are decrepit and overgrown. Yeah. This was because we were like going like midnight, going like all night, and also because we had a lot of ideas that we just did all of them, and I think we probably should have culled some ideas and worked them into each other and stuff like that, rather than just doing them all outright. Maybe visually we had some problems. Making it snowy, for example, was like a last minute switch change to our plan that we like added to it, and it was cool, but like all icy and stuff like that. Kind of cool, kind of weird. I don't know. What are you saying? That's why I said, see, actually, if you want to make those inbounds, then you can just rework those top areas to flow better on the new version. Yeah, theoretically. I was thinking like this would still be out of bounds, but inside the energy barriers would be inbounds. You see what I mean? So like we'd have a little bit of both, but well, yeah, I don't know. There's a lot we can do to this one. We might have to simplify these and make them less interesting by and like cheaper because we need our budget back. There's lots of like things in a lot of different places that we might need to make cheaper and get our budget back. But yeah, anyway, like the inside of these door frames, I kind of made them look like they actually could be a door that closed with all the different components that would need to move into position and stuff like that. They don't need to be that many pieces. They don't need to be that detailed. You know what I mean? Like, no one stops to look at them. The whole time you're playing, you're just doing this. Who stops and goes, oh wow, look at the door frame. Wow, it's got them down here too, look. Oh look, he copied the top door down into the bottom door and put it inside the floor so it looks like it descended into the ground and it can come up and then they meet in the middle. Wow, look how clever that is. Oh, good job. And no one did that. This is a closed door, by the way. It's those exact pieces. I put them together to look like closed door. I have these, but I deleted them from the back. I have these inside the door frame, inside this area that's out of bounds and covered in flood nuts. I wasted a lot of budget there. But yeah, I think a lot of, well, I think, yeah, they are cool, but I think there's gotta be a way to do that with less budget. You know what I mean? But yeah, no, I there's a lot of things I did where I did that. We built these out of multiple pieces whenever we could have theoretically just applied an emissive object to that texture there instead of putting a light here. And then our light, do we have a light object? Or did I just make this object actually, no, it's without light, never mind. Okay, I don't know where the light object is that's actually shining down from here, or if we just deleted them. Yeah, I think there was a bunch of lighting overlap, so we just deleted the light object that was up here that's pointing down. Because it was just bright enough anyway, we didn't need them. Anyway, yeah, so there's a lot of problems on this map that we got to work out, that we built into it by rushing so freaking hard at the end there. So actually a good little idea I did for a door frame is just scaling the Forerunner Spartan door with a different texture, giving it a UNSC heavy door frame look without making it complex. Yeah, if you just need... We also didn't have all of the objects we have now until like the last week. We worked in a bunch of objects, like even water. That water layer that we put there to make that area look right, and then the glass down here to make it look darker, made it... Like, that was something we did at the very last minute. Because the season 4 came out at like a week or two or something like that after the deadline. So like, yeah, there's a lot of stuff like that that we can definitely clean up on as well. If you just need stone, you can use sandbags, pallet stacks. I hate doing that. I know it works to a certain degree, but I absolutely hate using sandbags because they look like they're stitched and seams. They don't look like rocks. But I know it's the only way, really, until they add more objects. And maybe they will. Maybe there will be new rocks, new boulders, or new stacked rocks or something like that with Season 5. Who knows? They didn't say that. They said there's foliage and banished terrain, banished objects. But maybe there's some objects they didn't really list because there's just a couple of them. Would a nighttime Delta Halo be cool, or maybe sun setting? If we did sun, actually Aaron was talking about that earlier, if we did sun because this map is so like open walls, it would be extremely easy to light a lot of it with that, whereas here we did nighttime because it's in space and had to put a bunch of artificial lighting all over the place to light it all up. So Aaron's right that we can really, yeah, sunset would be good because it'd be coming in the side. Like, if we didn't put this building here, like, at all, practically, we could have a sunset coming in through here, and even do, like, maybe the temple was built so that the sun would align during a specific time of the day, of the year, so that it would come in through the gap or something like that. Or we could just put it off-center a little bit, like here, and make it come in, flood in through all of these cracks and crevices, and it would actually fill up the entire map pretty well. But, yeah. Let's see, the bottom sides of pallet stacks don't have those. Would a nighttime... Wait, what? Pallet stacks? You just need stone, you can use sandbags, pallet stacks. Oh, they don't have stitches on that one? Oh, really? I didn't know that. I don't think the black walls is doing you any favors either. Black walls specific... Oh, this. Yeah, this is a... Is someone here? Oh. This is an Oni building that was like sort of like overlooking and sort of being creepy for this. My wife had to just leave the baby in here, so I might need to get off now. But anyway, I'll just go over the last bit of abundance of glass surfaces cause readability issues. They didn't like this, or they didn't like this, and the floor. They didn't like this here. I don't know how this could be readability issues. That's literally being able to see through into something. But glass floors are all over the place on this map, and I could definitely understand that being a problem for people who are not good at like tracking the fact that there's glass there. Like they might think they can go through there, they might try to jump through there and then hit it and not know what's going on. Coupled with the energy barriers, I could see that being a problem. I don't know. For me, I wouldn't have a problem with that. I think that'd be really easy for me. And then this, they might think that that's a drop down. We need to put like maybe rods inside there to sort of make it look like a reinforced glass. And then, I don't know, something like that. There are a couple areas like that, like we did here. We did the rods through here. I don't even think we did it on all of these. I think that was something that I forgot to do because we were running out of time. Hold on, let me jump over here and see. Okay, I do have it here, but then I don't have it here. And I don't have it here. Or there, or there. So, like, for some reason we've got rods in this spot, but we don't have it anywhere else. Nitpicking? Yeah. I think that is kind of nitpicking. Also, fun fact, water drops FPS by 10 on PC. Really? Water is in the static water object? How many... does that stack, or is it just all of them animate together? And then the final one is the collision pass needed many knee bonks and general lack of smoothness. I'm not sure what they're talking about there, because we actually have a lot of... We do this pretty tight, but I could probably adjust some stuff. Like if he meant like I don't know, if he was trying to like... Oh, you know what it is? We built for crouch jumping. We built for crouch jumping so there'd be a skill gap between people who knew what they were doing and didn't. Like that is a sort of knee bonk, grapple. Thing, and then you're supposed to crouch jump to get up there. Just a minute, I'm almost done. Collision pass, and then atmosphere is really flat because in space, but there are still smoke effects in some areas, which doesn't make sense. And that's the last one. I don't know. The smoke is supposed to be, I don't know. Up here, there's lower atmosphere. Down here, they've got like an atmospheric, they're controlling their atmosphere with artificial gravity fields. Like, atmosphere is held in by gravity, right? On Earth, it's held in by the same gravity, right? The reason the air doesn't float up is because of air pressure and gravity, right? So, if that's the case, then an artificial gravity generator in this floor will hold an atmosphere inside of a bowl. As long as there's not a hole on the outside for it to pour out of, right? If there's no leaks on the sides, then a gravity field will hold it down and pull it to the planet, to the surface, right? So that was the idea of why it would have no gravity up there, or no atmosphere up there, but would be fine down here. But it's still, you know, you gotta explain entirely of science and sci-fi and stuff like that to somebody for them to understand that, so I can understand that readability was not there. But anyway. I missed a comment. What I miss? Yes, sandbag pellets don't have them. Also, fun fact, water drops 10. Let's see, nitpick. What did I miss from yours? You said if you just need stone, you can use sandbag pallet stacks. The bottom sides of pallet stacks don't have those. Also, you missed let's see. Now you see what I mean by theme clashing months ago. All of them. Also, fun fact. Yeah. I mean, that was a thing that I was talking about back then, too, was like, I was like, why is this door open to atmosphere, and then like we've got like an energy barrier and another door that's like that's like right over here. It's like, why is this keeping the atmosphere out? Me and Ripshade went back and forth about that a lot. Like I was planning on putting an energy barrier here and doing a lot more of them around the map, but like ultimately we couldn't do that without completely blocking off the readability of the map and stuff like that. So I don't know, it's very hard to do. What we could just do is make a giant creature tank so there's a giant glass dome over the entire map and just call it a day and be like, there, done. It's got a big old glass dome over it. That's the atmosphere. But yeah, I do see what you mean by theme clash. I was saying that before. I was agreeing with you at the time, but also thinking that, like, you meant the everything was a theme clash, not just the atmosphere, mostly. I thought you were saying like this versus this theme clash, and I was saying, well, I mean, there's a time difference, but like it's just like it's not right immediate. You don't just get it. You gotta like be in the stream for us to explain it to you. But yeah, no. All right. Well, basically, we've got a lot of ideas. Oh, Ripshade. Before I go anywhere, before I do anything, before I just sign off, last thing I'm going to do is show you that, remember this, how this was going to be like the version of the pipes on this side? Guess what PTSD machine had found? Bridges MP. Flip it over. Wait, yeah, flip it over. Rotate it. And you've got pipes, the paths for pipes, just like that. And we could have just put pipes into the ground just like that, or fill it with flood guts and just put 1 or 2 pipes so we don't have to put in as many objects with the pipe, you know. And then, like, it hides inside of there if we scale it right. I did it earlier where it's not clipping through anymore. Oh, I guess it's like this. Basically, yeah, you can just bring this forward. It's hidden inside the staircase. We put the pipes inside the gaps. I've got it a little higher than it needs to be, as you can see here. That's only because I still have the other object there. This does the exact thing we needed to do, and we could have totally just done it. It even goes in the correct direction. It unfortunately doesn't mirror, so we can't do it over here, but we had all this built out in this higher detail version anyway. Oh, I still have the other bridge here. There you go. It shows, like, this bridge, it angles, it's got to angle that way, and if you flip it over, it doesn't have the same pipe paths. But it kind of does have pipes in it anyway. I don't know. We could totally just, like, we could theoretically just do this same one over here and just do this for the floor down inside the ground. And that would have done exactly what we were trying to do. In fact, this kind of looks good. I like the way it arches into there, except it'd be down a little lower. And that would be all we needed the whole time we were doing it. And it would have looked really nice. But anyway, just thought I'd show you that before I get off. Alright. Let's see, how many people do I have? Can I host somebody? Do I still have everybody from, yeah, I still got 8 people. Let's host somebody. Let's find somebody. Right now, it says Ripshade is still on. Hold on, let's see. Obviously he's not. I don't see anyone who does Forge on right now. Let's see. Let me search for Halo Infinite. Let's see. Tell me who to host. Do you guys know anybody to host? My first stream. Let's host him. I don't know who this is. Let's see. Antivirus Cool. Also, does he speak English and know what I'm saying? Like, if I go to talk to him, will he know what I'm saying? Because I actually hosted someone who turned out to also speak English, but for a second I wasn't sure because I hosted him knowing off his name and then I didn't even pay attention to that and I just went with it. Alright, we'll do that. It's his first stream ever. Let's go ahead. Creator dashboard. Let's host there. You guys, let's take care of this guy for his first stream. I'll catch you guys later. Bye. Oh, and on YouTube, we got one more person. So I gotta actually end my stream, but I will catch you later too.